Hello, hello, chat. Hope everyone's doing well today. I'm doing well. I had to go to the doctor today. They stole my blood. It was very upsetting, chat. I don't know what they're going to do with it. Probably nothing good. You know how doctors are. They said it was to check to make sure I'm healthy, but I told them I'm healthy. They're going to make clones, chat. They're going to make Isaac clones, and you all can't handle that. There's no way you all can handle there being more than one Isaac. Anyway. For those of you who are joining us from YouTube, I think this is going to be the last recording session for this game. Actually, that's a lie. This is going to be the last recording session for this game. If I have to play for the next 6 hours, this is going to be the last recording session for this game. I swear to the Lord. But shall we get right into it? I say we get right into it. So last we left off, how dare, I should steal theirs then. I should. Actually, you know what? When the doctor takes my blood, it's considered medical practice. When I take the doctor's blood, it's considered assault. I get in trouble. It's not fair. Also, hello, Kana. Hope you're doing well today. Alright, Jed. Let's see if we can kind of vaguely remember what we were doing. So let's see. Right? Not fair at all. Okay. So, we found out that Mitsuki killed herself, and it was very tragic, because Mitsuki believed herself cursed. And Mitsuki's curse was such that she thought the only way to get rid of it was to get rid of herself. Very sad. So now we're going back through Aki's memories. And we're looking for the places where Aki could have stood up for herself. And hopefully by like going back and thinking about those spots, it doesn't change anything, but we're going to think about it. That's going to put us on the right track. I hope. Any and all attempts to turn to sleep turn into anxious, nervous, tossing and turning. I freeze, hiding my head under the blanket and try not to move. I think there's someone outside the safe cocoon, scrabbling insistently. A hoarse, wheezing breath is coming through the fabric. But it's just a dream, a haunting nightmare repeating the morning's shocking incident. Right, she received a package that contained a monster. Like a smiling mouth of black goo. It was scary. No one claws at the blanket with their fingernails. No one exudes unbearably cloying scents. I'm safe. Dad should be back from work soon. He's always so strangely silent, giving off an aura of his harbored resentment. But it's still better to be around him than to be alone by myself. I think I'd hear the click of the lock opening downstairs. Having calmed down a little, I opened my eyes. Empty eye sockets are staring at me, so utterly black, as if they've never seen the daylight. The one silky hair of the dolls has fallen out, their dresses are torn. Their hands and feet are soiled with something that looks like mud. The dolls resemble creepy doppelgangers of my beautiful graces. Doppelgangers that had been buried somewhere far, far away and are eager to rise and take someone's place. Leave. I don't understand what's happening. Is the nightmare not over? Why Graces? Anyone but them. Anyone but my best friends. First, don't you dare touch them. With a titanic effort, I force myself to blink. The eerie vision is gone. I immediately throw off my blanket and look around. The Graces, my usual most adorable Graces, are sitting on their place in the bed. What a nightmare. I don't even want to think about what might happen next. Whom will the curse twist next time? Dad? Momo? Don't. My headache has gotten much worse. The migraine that racks my head is joined by a nagging sense of anxiety and fear for future nightmarish visions. Did Mitsuki feel the same way? Like something from the outside was chewing its way through her skin, trying to get to her heart? Is there no way to end all of this? I feel like a stuffed and overflowing piggy bank. Time after time, day after day, I absorb so many various misfortunes. 3 misfortunes. 33 misfortunes. 333. 3,333. 3 million. 3 billion. 3 eternities of misfortunes. Tired. So thematically, this is very interesting, right? Because this has required us to kind of come back to this part of the game. Because this is fairly early in the game, but we've already seen much later. And much later, we find out that Mitsuki killed herself. And the reason Mitsuki killed herself is that she believed she was cursed, right? But everything that happened to Mitsuki was just terrible coincidence. At least according to Aki, everything was terrible coincidence. But now we have Aki, who believes herself cursed. That everything unfortunate happens to her in threes because of some sort of terrible misfortune or curse. So is this them discussing the different ways one handles that? Is Aki looking to go down the same path as Mitsuki here? Because she feels like this is something specific to her, as opposed to just misfortune. Is she taking the blame for this, as opposed to laying the blame on coincidence? Just something to ponder as we go forward, chat. I still believe she's been overtaken by evil forces. Mitsuki again? She's dead and gone. Enough of this. What if she could be saved? Isn't it sad? Saved? How? How do you break the curse? Sacrifice a rooster at dawn. Very funny. Don't eat meat. Even funnier. Go to the temple, to the monks, and do a purification ritual. Put crosses on the walls. I'm not joking. People attract trouble to themselves with bad thoughts. Relax and things will get better. No, it doesn't work like that. You don't say. Is there something on Shamrock about breaking curses? It's mostly some nonsense. Please, I need help. It's all in your head, like with Mitsuki. No. Piano chorus. That sounds familiar. What's this? An antidepressant? It's a flower. It grows on a hill outside of town near a cave. I've never heard of it. I've read on Shamrock. Hold on, I'll post a link to the article in a bit. It's a local rarity. Don't distract me, damn it. The flower blooms no matter what time of year it is. They say it grants wishes. Seriously? No kidding. Can you make infinite wishes? Only one. Keep dreaming. I feel like one's a big deal. I could do a lot with one wish, chat. I could do a lot. I could fix so many things, chat. I could be trusted with the wish. Yeah, give it over here. If I make a wish, will the curse go away? That's what they say. You know, maybe this is my own particular sense of morality, but I feel like if you actually had a flower that granted a wish, if you didn't wish for like world peace or something, you're kind of a dick. Like, I get that you're currently cursed and things are kind of like bad for you right now, and I get that you're kind of self-focused and all that, but come on, world peace. Fix it. That's your moral duty. Because rumors are so credible, right? Piss off. And a chorus. But perhaps that's too big of a wish for Anacorus, chat. World peace. I know that the hill where the cave is. Just a couple stops on the train and I'm there. But can I trust strangers in a chat room? No, you cannot. I'll try. I'll break the curse. Anacorus. See, now we know, because we've come back, chat, that when she said she'd try to break the curse, she meant offing herself. You choose Isekai into a world of magic and monsters and stuff? I mean, that's not a bad wish. If it was a genie wish, you'd get transported into, like, ReZero or something. But come on, world peace. If people are handing out wishes, somebody's got to do it, right? Mitsuki mentioned that flower. That's why the name sounded familiar. Mitsuki wanted to fight the curse. Does this mean she believed in Anacorus grants wishes? Oh. Mitsuki did not, in fact, want to fight the curse. Mitsuki had already given up. Did she ask the flower to lift the curse? But it didn't work. She died. It kind of worked. She got what she was looking for. World peace won't pay your bills, sadly. Yeah, but come on. Think of all the good you could do. So difficult. Wait a minute. Someone in the chat room said that Mitsuki's death was some girl's fault. Was that girl the reason the evil spell couldn't be broken? Mitsuki, what the hell happened to you? Who's to blame for your death? Okay, actually, hear me out for a second, chat. If you wanted to get your bills paid and you wanted world peace, you could wish to be the God Emperor of the world. And everybody would have to listen to you. And then world peace would just sort of happen. Because you just tell them no more wars. And bada boom bada bing. Do you know how to lift the curse? Mitsuki, I want to talk to you so badly. Why didn't I think of asking you for details? Maybe together we could have managed and you would have lived. It's just like my grandmother used to say. Is there any way to contact the dead? Speaking of grandmothers, I tried Kokuri-san once. Right? Smart. I am smart. That's why I should be God Emperor of the world. I'd fix all of this in like 3 days, tops. It didn't work. Who would have thought? Kokuri-san is BS. Are there any other ways? It's not easy to contact the dead. You need special circumstances. Come again? Magic. Not quite. Special places hold special power. For example, some places may allow you to travel to other worlds. Dude, go sleep it off. These places always exist, even if they weren't here before. I kinda don't get it. It's the only place where you have a chance. I don't understand a thing. Me either. Do they mean the hill with the Anacorus? I'm tired. I'm so damn tired of all these misfortunes, doubts, and fears. My head keeps buzzing. Why do I have to deal with all of this alone? Dad, why don't you come and rescue me? Mom. I shouldn't sleep. It won't solve anything. The curse won't disappear in the morning, for it's lurking inside me. The curse won't be lifted, for there is no curse. So I have to understand what's going on, and definitely not sleep. Too bad I chickened out back then. Thank you, Tobo, for bringing me to my senses. Maybe I should sleep some more, rest, gather my strength, and then act. Or maybe I should do nothing at all. It's pointless to put my hopes in some flower. It's pointless to think about Mitsuki, because she's already dead. It's pointless to go anywhere. I want to sleep. Screw it up anyway. It's always like that for me, with all these misfortunes. Perhaps death isn't such a bad thing. Ah, yep. We're definitely heading down the same route as Mitsuki here. It's no more pointless than a life full of constant bad luck. Pessimistic thoughts completely fill my tired, foggy head. I better go to bed, lest I drown in boredom. Tomorrow, it's gonna be better. I'll handle tomorrow's misfortunes better than today's. I'll meet them with a usual smile. Mom used to say she loved my smile, that strong people are never sad. Mom, please return home tomorrow. Don't leave me. Tomorrow, Look, the poster's all spooky, chat. Tomo? I'll find you. Don't give up. I want to reply, but Tomo is already offline. Don't give up. Okay then. Vaguely hoping to learn a few more details about Anacorus, I switched to general chat. No. What is this? Is my phone now cursed as well? Is this a new misfortune? No, don't. Well, what should I do? How do I contact Tomo now? I feel like I've been splashed with ice water. What if the curse is contagious? I got sick after I ran into Mitsuki. What if some of the evil her charms got to me? Would I in turn infect someone else? Can the curse be transmitted over the internet, or is a face-to-face meeting necessary? A curse that can be transferred over the internet would be a dangerous thing indeed, Chad. How do I know if Tomo is safe? There's no way to know. Either I hope for the best, or I try to lift the curse. The longer I think about it, the more I worry about Tomo. Well, if that's the case, it's worth overcoming my apathy. Go to the cave, see that hill with the magic flower. It's all scary, of course, but for Tomo, I have to do my best. A new day begins. I change my clothes, stow the graces in my bag, and hit the road. Sure, it'd be the end of the world if that happened, right? One viral post and everybody's cursed. I try not to look at the sky. Only once do I lift my head to examine the clock hanging above the entrance to the boutique. Ooh, excuse me, chat. Bouquiniste? Bookshop. The clock is beautiful, decorated with curlicues. I like its elegant hands, even though it's confusing to attempt to figure out the time with them. They always converge in the shape of a triangle. I especially like it when they stop at exactly 3 o'clock. Just like they do now. I can't help but think it's a good omen. I don't know how long it'll take to arrive at the station. My mind has been riddled with fears and vague hopes for the entire trip. I wonder what I should expect when I make it to the hill. That the flower isn't real? That someone has already built a gas station on the hill? That I'll lose my wallet and travel card and have no other choice but to walk the entire way back home? Except for remote tribes and I think the Amish who don't use electronics. Yeah, that would do it. Those two would be safe. Everybody else, kind of fucked. And it would spread so rapidly. Because every person that got cursed would spread it to other people before they realized they got cursed. It would make COVID look like nothing. The piggy bank overflowing with misfortunes is cracking, threatening to break my spirit. Have I even come to the right place? Unfamiliar places are frightening. The thought of getting lost somewhere on the outskirts of town makes my heart jump into my throat. It's harder to navigate without my phone, but I made sure to memorize the exact clues I'd been given. A river, a hill with a large tree, a trail to the forest. Rumor has it that nature goes mad near Anacorus. That it's impossible to time of year, sometimes even the time of day. Yep, and the investigators would have to watch a video to analyze it? Exactly. All the investigators, thousands of people. It'd be bad, chat. And I think by the time anybody figured out that was what was causing the curse, if they even got around to understanding it was a curse ever, it would have been spread too far. But it doesn't prove that the meadow with the magic flowers exists. Considering my bad luck. However, my fears are unfounded. The hill, the cave, and even the mysterious anacoras turn out to be as real as the graces in my bag. The cave looms black against the row of gloomy trees. The coldness issues from its maw. I pause for a moment, afraid to draw any closer. Forward, Aki. There's no going back now. My throat is dry. My vision is blurry again. I don't want to go any closer to the creepy cave. I can feel its stare aimed at me, issuing forth from its dark, stony mouth. My intuition screams at me that there's tremendous misfortune waiting within. A fate far worse than the likes of receiving a creepy package. No way am I ever going inside. Having mustered up my courage, I get closer. Much to my relief, the entrance to the cave is blocked by a mesh fence. And even if the government or whoever deletes the video, there's a 100% chance that someone out there made a backup save of the video. Yeah, 100%. And you know, some people, once they got cursed, would start spreading the video as far as they could to curse as many people as possible, right? They would hack into things like, you know, Times Square video, or the Times Square billboard, and play it there if they could. They would hide it in other videos. Yeah, people suck. Much to my relief, the entrance to the cave is blocked by a mesh fence. Dark stalks intertwine on its corroded metal like spindly threads. A heavy-looking corroded tool lays on the grass nearby. I think this type of tool is used to snip bolts. Bolt cutters, I guess. A slight shiver runs through my fingers. Dad, I have used bolt cutters many times, but I have never used them to cut a bolt. Which I think I mentioned last time we ran through the scene. Never seen one cut a bolt before. There's an airy desire, like that of a feather's touch, driving me to pick up the tool and cut a hole in the fence. That incomprehensible impulse evaporates as soon as I remember the cave. There's no need to meddle with it, and I've come here for another purpose entirely. And a chorus. The unfamiliar flower beckons with unusual coloring. I begin to feel like an insect being drawn into a dangerous, deadly flame. I want to touch the translucent petals. I'm afraid of getting burned. Chances are such a plant is poisonous enough to eat through the skin down to the bone. I've never seen such a flower before, though its shape seems familiar. It smells very strongly of something cloyingly sweet. Lilies? Vanilla? Mystic. Have I really grasped the thread leading to salvation after all? Come to think of it, since I'm being hunted by 3 misfortunes, stands to reason that good fortune might be possible as well. First fortune, I learned the way to lift the curse. Second, and of course is real after all. Third, my wish will come true. What can I do to make the magic work? And of course grants wishes, so for starters I need to wish for something, right? Just like that.
Huh?
Something glitters on the mesh of the fence. And of course flowers had completely captured my attention. And I did notice some jewelry hanging next to one of the buds. What? A pendant? I touch it with the pads of my fingers. Huh? Ah, the very scenes from the memories. What was that just now? Like frames from a movie? Memories? I can't make heads or tails of any of it, so I just shake my head and push those images out of my mind. Pendant is more important right now. It seems so familiar. Where did I see it before? Right. Mitsuki wore this pendant all the time. She'd keep it hidden under her school uniform. It was very dear to her. She came here, up this hill, to the cave. To Anacorus. Tried to lift the curse, made a wish. Maybe she left the pendant as an offering? In exchange for a wish? It didn't bring anything. This detail wasn't mentioned in the chat. I'm confused. Mitsuki didn't make it anyway. She died because of some girl. Do I have any chance for success for myself? Alright, can't hurt to try. I take off my hat and hang it, just like Mitsuki's pendant. Sorry, Flower, I don't have anything else. Besides the Graces. But there's no way I'm leaving them. I love this hat as well. It was a gift from my mom. It's not much, but maybe this way the magical flower can find my mom and bring her home? I take a deep breath, count to 3, and exhale. My hand runs over the fluffy heads of the Graces, giving me the courage. According to Shamrock, I have to pluck a flower and make a wish out loud. One wish, loudly and clearly. I squeeze my fingers together at my chest, hesitating. All that's left is to understand exactly what I want. My wish has to be loud and clear. Please, please, dear Anacorus. I don't know if curses exist. I don't know if I'm indeed cursed, but I need help. What do I need most? A release from misfortune? I don't want to be afraid of being alone anymore. I want Tomo to be protected from the curse. I want Dad to talk to me like he used to. I want Mom to return home. Too many wishes, and I can't decide which is better. A gust of wind blows across the hill. An icy drop falls on my nose. I raise my head to the sky, answering the scowling clouds with a scowl of my own. And yet I smile. I can't give up, even if it seems bad. I can deal with misfortunes. The important thing is that Tomo doesn't get cursed. Aki! What if I get the wording wrong and mess up? I don't know for a fact that Tomo is cursed. She didn't ask me to help her. You can't just go meddling in other people's lives without their permission. But what if... What's the best way? How do I make everyone happy? The best it can be. I really want to do everything right, but making a mistake is very, very scary. My luck is always so terrible. Why would Anacorus grant a wish properly? What if the flower gets it wrong, twists it, turns it upside down? What if the best for everyone winds up being something even worse? Wait. If they wish to go back to the past, then you can fix everything before it all happens. Possibly. But it's important to remember that she thinks she's been cursed for a really long time. So she'd have to go way back. Like 10 plus years. And even that might not help. To make a wish, what can be more simple? But not for me. Fearing wishes more than anything else in the world. But running away is even more scary and foolish. You can't run away, falling back into a web of doubts and indecision. Be what may, I'll try. Perhaps something bad would happen. There's always a chance it'll turn out to be something good. Change your GPA in school too. I mean, I'd like to think that if I got like warped back to 3rd grade, I'd do pretty good in 3rd grade. By the time I got to like 6th or 7th grade, I'd be in trouble, but I'd do pretty good in 3rd grade. Going back into the room of misfortunes is much worse. Is this what you wanted to show me, Tomo? Was this what you've been talking about? Alright, I understand. At long last, I understand. I'll try and risk it. Cut the mesh with the bolt cutter. Ooh. The rusty bolt cutters are still hiding in the grass. Alright, Tomo. Even if it's just a bit, I understand what you meant. But the most important thing is that I feel relieved. Very much so. Doubts are very heavy, heavy and unpleasant. Better to take a risk and discard them at once. There'll be nothing left afterward but a constant desire to sleep. I'm sick of it. I'll go to the end. This is what you want, right, Tomo? I want the same. To understand what's going on. To learn what I left in the cave. Finally break the curse of 3 misfortunes. Sometimes deciding to do something is scary. Sometimes it's not worth it. But it's better to risk it than to carry the weight of misfortune and eventually break. Like Mitsuki. With a slight snap, mesh parts slightly to the sides. Even if I do have a real magical curse on me, Mitsuki's answer doesn't work for me. Good for her, she's figured it out. Together, Tomo and I will find another way. We'll be looking, going through the options, and if the first, second, and third option don't work out, then we'll try 4th, 5th, and 6th. It's done. I toss the bolt cutters into the grass and squeeze through the gap. The cave is dark and stuffy. It smells of something foul. Footsteps do not echo. And of course wrestles, humming a sinister tune. Forward, forward. Into the dark. To the place where our wishes will come true. Forward, forward. To the place where misfortune started. Where they will end. The gloomy tunnel is cut off by a sharp slope. The shallow pit reveals a pile of debris, illuminated by the dim glow of Anacorus. Broken wooden structures, sheds, crumpled bales of cloth, barrels, crates. Long poles with flags attached to them. As if a powerful tornado has struck the nearby festival and carried all the trays here into the cave. A dump. The authorities promised to clear it after the Fall Fest, and temporarily blocked it with a fence. Part of the pit is still free of junk. I take a few steps forward and freeze. Now I understand a bit, but I understand. The Fall Fest was taking place that day. All the locals had gathered at the temple, so the streets were completely empty. I was unlucky to get to the cave where they had set up the dump. I wanted to hide in the cave and wait out the storm. I mistook the rumble of fireworks for thunder. I'm very afraid of thunderstorms. I walk a little further and squat down. The 3 dolls are lying on the ground, my dear graces. Innocent, gracious maidens. They were beautiful and flawless. That's how Mitsuki saw them. She wanted Haru, Natsumi, and Fuyumi to be strong, brave, and kind. True friends. I too want to see them like this. Something's not right, wrong, twisted and mixed up. Something doesn't fit. There, in the faithful cave, this discrepancy shouts so loudly it makes my ears pop. Well, I realize it. I realize it and my world changes irrevocably. The picture in my memory becomes crisp and clear, clean of illusions and obsessions. I remember. I remember the right me. I remember the graces, the real graces. And I realize why they look so much like girls. I couldn't have known before Tomo and I got into Mitsuki's memory. Well, you gonna tell me? I'm waiting for the rescue, but no one is coming. The world outside is beginning to seem dangerous and unfriendly. Something had happened to both my mom and my new friend Mitsuki. Something terrible, since they hadn't come for help. Another clap of thunder frightens me. I rush deeper into the cave, but suddenly the ground has disappeared from under my feet. I choke out a scream, collapsing somewhere down. My leg hurts when I land. I hear a faint crunch in the silence. Ow. It's painful and scary, but fatigue outweighs all other feelings. My eyelids get very heavy. My mind gets foggy, and I fall into a deep, Impenetrable, dreamless sleep. Cold wakes me up. I can't get a blanket over me as I used to, and I struggle to get my eyes open.
Huh?
Where? Oh. My room has turned into a strange place, filled with various junk. Tide bags, boxes, empty bottles are lying everywhere. I spot several toys and get very excited. But then I quickly remember where I am. Remember that I'm lost, that Mom isn't here, that my new friend hasn't helped. I like it when you aren't sad. You should smile more often. Mom wanted me to smile as well. Strong people don't cry. Strong people try to deal with the problem instead of crying. I'm strong. Firstly, I look around. I see nothing except a solid wall of earth and a pile of junk. I see I fell into a pit. So I need to crawl out and get back to town in the sunlight. People go to work all the time in the morning, which means I'll definitely run into someone at the station. Oh, but how? I don't see stairs or a ladder. How come? So no one was getting down into the pit? Strong people aren't afraid. An attempt to climb the earthen wall is unsuccessful. My fingers scrape painfully against the rocks. My leg has the worst of it. As soon as I try to lean on it, sharp pain pierces my body. Strong people don't cry. Take another look around and decide to build a ladder out of trash. Dad is often playing a game where a character drags boxes where they need to be. Bags of garbage are practically boxes, no? Except I don't have enough strength. I try the first bag and I can't even move it. I reach for the second. Interre decrepit poly. Interre the decrepit poly. Poly being the structure of the bag, chat. Flying backwards and falling to the ground. Ow! My leg flares with unbearable pain. Ow, huh? Rub the bruise and cringe as a wave of fire runs across my skin. However, I notice plastic bins, more akin to the boxes from the games than garbage bags. I try to get up, but immediately collapse back to the ground, gasping at my pain in the leg. How come? The second attempt to get up ends the same failure. Strong people don't give up. I decide to rest for a while. Let my leg heal faster. I crawl to the earthen wall and rest my back against it. Phew. I haven't done much yet, and I'm already tired. I'm also very hungry and thirsty. My arm hurts. I scratched it when I was getting through the fence. I sit and wait. The pain subsides a little, but pierces my whole body like a sharp needle as soon as I try to move. Despair grows in me. I don't know what to do. I try to understand why such misfortune has happened to me. First, I lost my mom when I was admiring the trees. Why hasn't Mom found me? Did something happen to her too? Where did she disappear to? Is she alright? If they don't explain to me what happened to Mom, I'm gonna be really mad. Like, really, really mad. Then I wandered around town and got lost. I met a girl, but ran away without waiting for help. Wandered into a cave and fell. What had I done wrong? I don't want to think about it anymore, so I try to distract myself. I noticed 3 dolls covered in mud among the junk. They look silly and ridiculous, but I'm not looking any better myself. Before getting into the pit, they were beautiful and clean, like real princesses. A beautiful picture flashes in my imagination. 3 girls dance among the grass in front of the cave, oblivious to the black hole that seems to suck in light itself. So beautiful, so Grace. Girl from the playground said some very pretty word. Graceful? No. Graceful. That's what you're called, Graces. I laugh merrily, pleased with the small victory. And so I make 3 new friends. How did you end up here? Did you fall as well? Let's get out of here together? Being alone is so scary. No worries, everything will be fine. I try to get up. This time the pain slams into me almost immediately, and I collapse back, deprived of my strength. What should I do? What's the best way? You see, I wanted the neighboring boy to smile, so I asked my mom to buy a bear. Then I would have given the bear to the boy and he would have been happier. Isn't it good when everyone around is smiling? Like me? I didn't do anything bad, only good. I wanted to help the boy. I wanted what's best. Did he ask for your help? No. Then you decided it's for the best yourself. I was wrong, wasn't I? I shouldn't have done what's best. Then Mom wouldn't have tried to distract me and taken me for a walk. And I wouldn't have gotten lost. I should have stood still. Mom would have found me. Unlucky. I should have waited for that girl at the playground. She would have brought the police. Second misfortune. I should have stopped in front of the fence and not touched that thing. Then I wouldn't have fallen into the pit. Third failure. How interesting. There are 3 beautiful dolls, too. Apparently, it means something. 3 is a special number. So Mom will be back when it's 3? I have to do something, yes? But what if I make another mistake? What if I do something wrong and it only makes it worse? Intuitively, I pluck the strange flower. In the same instant, a gentle breeze tickles the back of my head. Feels like it's trying to tell me something, to get me to say something. Something very important, intimate. Something I'm dreaming of. Something I'm craving more than anything. I wish... No. Scary. Let others decide what's best. I'll just wait. I waited for a long time. Because of the confusing flowers, it's unclear whether it's night or day. Feels like Grace's and I have been lying in the cave for a week. I don't feel like talking anymore. I have a feeling that someone invisible is waiting for me to say something specific. Utterly desperate, I tried chewing on a strange green flower. Turns out to be way too sweet. I feel better. It's weird that it's sweet, but okay. Cut on my arm is very itchy, unbearably so. It smells of something bad, something cloying. I can try to climb up again, but I stop myself. With my bad luck, I'll probably break my neck. So all that's left is to sit around, occasionally eat strange flowers, and wait for help. Sit and wait. My arm itches so badly I can barely hold back sobs. I don't want to look at the wound. I think there's something moving in it. I'll be strong. I'll wait for Mom. I'll smile. I'll be strong. I'm waiting. The towers of jungle around me gradually weave overhead into an impenetrable dome. Boxes and bags are turning into dense walls. All sounds have left this cocoon, leaving behind a peaceful, sleepy silence. I no longer have the strength to open my eyes. Hug Grace's and curl up in a ball, waiting for the woven shell to crack the sound of Mom's voice. I'll be waiting for her, as long as it takes. This way I won't make any new mistakes, and everything will be fine. I'm waiting for a very, very long time. Impenetrable silence is cozy, but very lonely. It's good the Graces are always here. Without them, I would have completely dissolved into loneliness. I'm waiting. Mom isn't coming. Someone else comes instead of her. A girl with fiery hair, dressed in a white summer dress. She walks along the edge of the pit, as if not afraid of falling. She has a look like she doesn't care whether she collapsed down or not. I wonder what brought her into the cave. Is she lost as well? Or is she looking for me? She did promise. Yes, that's right. She promised to save me and get me back to my mom. The girl stops and looks at the bottom of the pit. For a second, light flashes in her empty, faded eyes. Has she noticed me? The girl presses her hands to her mouth and shakes her head. A tear creeps down her pale, ghost-like cheek. Strong people don't cry. I want to tell her, but for some reason I can't. The girl turns around sharply. The hem of her white dress flashes in the darkness, like a white flower, and disappears. She's gone. Where? Why didn't she take me with her? Why has she left me alone? The muffled sound of receding footsteps and a white silhouette, brightly outlined in the darkness of the cave, became my guide. With my whole being, I reach for the frail figure and touch her icy skin. Ever since this moment, the girl named Mitsuki and I have been together. Together we go to school, come home, trying to stay out of her mom's sight. Meet different people. Natsumi, Uyumi, Haru. I watch them, occasionally pulling away from Mitsuki, visiting them at their houses. I see a lot. I learn a lot. But soon enough, everything changes. They're in the old school filled with the apple aroma. Mitsuki is screaming. I'm scared as well. Mitsuki's friend named Haru is weird. And her brother. He seemed to look at me. He sees me for the first time. Probably because this place is special. That boy, But we don't get a chance to talk. Mitsuki feels bad. She puts on her white summer dress again and stops going to school. She wanders around town, not looking where she's going. Mitsuki's sad because she often makes mistakes, even though she wants what's best. She regrets fighting with Natsumi. She regrets summoning the evil spirit with Fuyumi. She really regrets going to the old school building with Haru back then. Mitsuki no longer resembles a human. She's scaring me. I don't want to see her like this. Strong people should smile. Mitsuki is strong. Why isn't she smiling? Do endless mistakes break even strong people? This thought makes me very sad. I no longer wish to be with Mitsuki, so I break our bond. I'm alone. I come back home to Dad. The world has become dark and drowsy. Scraps of thought slowly roll over my head. Soon I fall into a continuous reverie, and heavy and dreamless as death. I dreamed that I would rest for a while, and when I opened my eyes, everything would be fine. I would be going to school with Mitsuki, then coming back home. Dad would be waiting for me there, and then Mom would return. She'd tell us she disappeared too. We'd laugh and go to Totomo for a bear plushie together. How cool it would be to wear a school uniform like Mitsuki and her friends. Text in a chat room. I never had a smartphone. I've been fantasizing about it for a long time, imagining it in the smallest details. It would be very cute, and I'd be texting with the entire world. After all, when you connect with someone, you create a bond with them. When you are bonded, you don't feel the devastating loneliness. I would lie on bed, text and chat, and sitting next to me would be my best friends, 3 Graces. Best friends. I'd love to be friends with Haru, Natsumi, and Fuyumi. They too are beautiful and graceful. They too are Graces. I'm sitting in the room, waiting. Sometimes I go for a walk at the station where Mom and I started our sad journey. What if another train would bring her back? I'm waiting. And sleeping at the same time. Sleeping and dreaming. Perhaps years have passed. Perhaps a few days. I'm sleeping. I no longer remember who I am and why I'm here. All that's left are dreams of a happy, ordinary life. I'm waiting. And then I hear a voice. Her voice. We are all cursed. That's when my sleep is disturbed for the first time. There are 3 dolls in front of me, old, dirty, in tattered dresses, and with disheveled hair. They look nothing at all like the graces I imagined to be my friends. The images blended together, creating a comfortable illusion. I needed this comfort to forget. Isn't it wonderful when even the smallest detail around you makes sense? When the picture comes together like a jigsaw puzzle? When the world around is simple and clear, everything becomes easy and peaceful. Coincidences become thrilling once you come up with a logical system for them. How comfortable it is to be a world limited by 3. How nice it is to know you won't have to suddenly learn about 4 or 5. But this is wrong. It's wrong to keep yourself in a cocoon of convenience. Chat! It's ad time. For those of you heading off to ads, don't worry, this game will be paused. You will miss nothing. And I will see you in just 3 minutes. For those of you who are still here,
Hello everyone.
I will be right back.
This fire started at this Dunkin' Donuts and the employees had no idea what to do, so this customer saved the day.
Nobody seems to care. Yeah, there you go. Fire extinguisher right there. Here, you want me to help you? Hold on. Put this here. So you're gonna pull?
Yep.
This principal and student decided to prank and scare people at their graduation.
One,
Okay.
2,
Okay.
3.
Does anyone know how this works? This truck was on fire when a propane tank suddenly also caught on fire.
Here comes propane tank.
This baby raccoon fell off the roof, but the mom saved it at the last second.
God, she's not gonna be able to get him up. She's gonna drop him. Oh no.
Look at her go.
Wow.
Imagine trying to explain that this is why you were late to work.
I'm back. Did I miss anything good?
This crow stole this dog's squeaky toy.
Oh, look at that.
Taunting him with it.
I'm sorry.
These people left special
That's funny as hell.
delivery driver to shout when
Giraffe. It is a giraffe. Also, welcome in, Trumpy. Hope you're doing well today.
I'm so hungry. I can eat a baby that will not stop.
Thank you, Ghana.
You can see the moment that she realized that she mounted this TV upside down.
That's glorious.
For some reason, his glass was sticky and got stuck to this table. The first one to shake all the balls out of the box wins the game.
Champion level twerking skills, chat.
There's a mouse in it. Ah! No! Holy
Hey Wes, what are you doing?
I put something on me.
Did you put it everywhere?
I put on.
Did you get any on your face?
I did.
Let me see. Oh, good.
Yep. I think you did a very good job. Oh.
Throw water.
All right. Back to it, chat. All right. But this is wrong. It's wrong to keep yourself in a convenience of cocoon of convenience. Because the world is always wider than we'd like. I waited for so long, but no one saved me. I just lay there, waiting to be found, dying of malnourishment and thirst, next to 3 old dolls. And I'm still here. So small, because I was only 6 years old. I wonder if ghosts age. I've been a ghost for 7 years or more? Does that count? I returned to the clearing. I remembered everything. Tomo's back to her old self. The curse is broken. The curse? Did it even exist in the first place? And what are you going to do? Fall asleep again? Sleep? A tempting offer. Hurry to forget, to fall asleep, to erase worries and sorrows. To not remember about Mitsuki in the pit. To return to the life of an ordinary schoolgirl again, albeit one's suffering from small misfortunes. How nice it is to sink into sweet, soothing reverie. No, this is wrong. I don't want to sleep anymore. Sleep won't help. I'm sick of it. I don't want to be like Mitsuki. I don't want to feel guilty all the time. You're feeling guilty? Do you really think you're to blame? There's no point in digging into root causes. This kind of torture ends badly. Mitsuki is proof of that. I feel bad, very bad, but... Okay, hold on. I'm gonna take a pot shot here. When we saw Aki in the past, right, she had dark hair with like a little bit of blonde in it, right? Tomo has dark hair and the same bangs as Aki. I think Tomo is like another part of Aki's soul. That's why they can communicate, despite the fact that Aki is dead. No one deserves to end like Mitsuki, including me. It's impossible to get rid of guilt completely, but it's even more foolish to suffer because of a ridiculous sequence of accidents. Misfortunes won't win again. You're strong, Aki. Maybe, because I'm always smiling. Strong people always smile. And why are you crying? Huh? Oh, I don't understand. Strong people always smile? Why? Is it strength to lie to yourself? I don't want to smile. I feel sad and bad and Tears rush from my eyes, running down my chin and soaking into my collar. My fingers squeeze at my chest, where my heart is no longer beating. Cry for a long time. I cry out emotions that I've been suppressing for years. Loneliness. Wandering through the empty streets alone is unbearable. Sorrow. How sad it is to look at Dad. How sad it is to lose Mitsuki as well. Desire to see Mom. For years I've longed for her to hold me again. Fear. The unbearable weight of the shackles called the 3 misfortunes. Tears bring relief. When I run out of them, I wipe my eyes with my sleeve and look up at Tomo. She's smiling. It's good to see your true face. It's puffy. So what? We stay silent for some time. The returned memories make my head spin, but I fear it's not over yet. Tomo plucks one of the anacorus flowers and waves it carelessly in front of my nose. I want to sneeze. Anacorus is an amazing, mysterious plant. It's hard to believe the existence of a flower that can grant a wish. There are many incredible things in the world. However, that doesn't mean they're not restricted by rules. Right? like the rules in the rituals, otherwise the magic won't work. Exactly. You remember, right? You have to pluck a flower and make a wish out loud. Yeah, it's very simple. You wish for something first, then you. Then of course, my wish will be granted before yours. I understand everything is done in turn to keep things fair. Yes, very fair, but with one caveat. And of course grants wishes posthumously. Posthumous? Wish? That's the title of the game, chat! Yes. But isn't that... Yes, the very same ritual. But I used it for personal gain. They said the thing! They said the thing! What? I guided you to Mitsuki so that you'd remember your path and realize that you're dead. Who are you? The most... Hold on. Choked up my drink a little bit. Okay, I'm okay now. Tomo smiles mysteriously and sadly, wanting to distract herself from what's important. Hairball? A little bit. If I start doing like weird motions and going then you know that's what's going on. Alright, back to reading. Tomo smiles mysteriously and sadly, not wanting to distract herself from what's important. No, not on the carpet. But the carpet's the best place. It reminds me of grass. Now you remember. Yeah, but, oh, I'm dead. So Anacorus can grant my wish? That's right. Did I wish for something? Oh, right. Of course I didn't. I was too afraid of screwing up again. I plucked a flower and started making a wish out loud. Stopped myself. I got scared. Mitsuki, on the other hand, had made a wish. Yes, but not the salvation from her curse. Something else, then? Tomo's lips tremble. She wished to never be born.
Huh?
Never be born, like, in the next life? No, she wished for her existence in this life to be erased. So the girl named Mitsuki, who brought so much suffering to people, would never be born. Oh, I just realized that was the fourth. Hold on, I just mentally put this together. So, like, the whole shtick of this game is everything comes in threes, but the big reveal is that everything actually comes in fours. Four is more of a thing. So the three girls that Mitsuki met, whose stories we saw were the three, but the fourth is actually Aki, who encountered Mitsuki when she was 6 and was found dead by Mitsuki later. And Mitsuki blamed herself for it. Sorry, I just put that together a second ago. Aki is the fourth Grace. But that's... Had it not been for her, Sora would have been alive. So would Haru's brother. Graces wouldn't have experienced the events that blacken their souls. Mitsuki? I don't know. For some reason I think this is wrong. So do I. That's why I'm asking you for help. Tomo bows. Her long hair slips through the dry grass. You had died before Mitsuki, and of course will fulfill your wish before hers. Please, wish for Mitsuki's wish to not be granted. Then the course of events won't change. Yeah, someone will die. Someone will learn a life lesson. Tomo straightens up sharply, her face contorted with emotion. It hurts me to think her existence will be erased. It's wrong. Wrong. Tomo flushes and stomps her foot in anger. Just like a child facing adult injustice. Who are you, Tomo? What does it matter? Who are you? I'm not very bright, but I realize you're not just an ordinary girl who decided to help her friend. Are you familiar with Mitsuki? Who are you? I couldn't have any real friends. Your appearance is a reflection of my own. I didn't know how Tomo looked, so I came up with a perfect image of myself, because I wanted to be smart and awesome. No normal schoolgirl would wear a Haori and festival pinwheel in her hair. A pinwheel. It's Fall Fest today, but I'm not going to be there. Mom doesn't let me. She never lets me do anything. But she bought me a pinwheel. Do you want it? I'll gift it to you. See? Alive Aki had dark hair. You don't? It's cool. What's your name? It's, Aki. Good, Aki. I'm Mitsuki. Mitsuki Sora. Let's be friends? Dun dun dun! The red-haired girl that she met was Sora, not Mitsuki. Sora is Mitsuki's little sister, who later passed away. You? Tomo hesitates a bit, nervously tugging at a strand of her hair, and exhales in resignation. Alright, it's not like I was hiding it on purpose. I didn't know when the moment was right. Turns out it's not so easy to find. There's always something in the way. But you already figured it out, haven't you? Yes. You're Sora, right? Oh no, I was not right. She nods, awkwardly averting her gaze. It's been a long time since I've been called by my name. I don't understand, you died. So did you. Just a couple ghosts hanging out. Alright, I'll try to explain. Oh, please do. One day, a long time ago, I met a sad, scared little girl on the playground. She was afraid of every rustle and cried all the time. I wanted to calm her down and cheer her up. I gave her the pinwheel my mom paid me off with to not take me to the festival. Here's your chest. And here's your toys. Stay home and don't go outside. Tomo frowns, mimicking her parents' voice. They were worried about my health, but I wanted to go to the festival so badly, I never got to see it. That day I persuaded Mitsuki, to go looking for you. Deep inside I was hoping that the police had already found you and took you to your mom. But out of resentment and stubbornness, I dragged Nana first to the playground, then to wander around. My legs led me to the clearing with Anacorus. I doubt the flowers wanted to help, or they would have pointed me to the cave. I plucked the flower and took it with me, and at home I made a wish out loud. What did you wish for? Tomo smiles sadly again. I see she's ashamed and embarrassed. To find you. You were lying in a stupid pit very close by, but it never occurred to me to look in the cave. There were warning signs. We were kids. Alas, one way or another, the wish was announced, and you still weren't found. I decided that Anacorus was just a strange flower, and its magical powers were just a rumor. Back then, I didn't know the wishes were granted posthumously. Then my illness intensified, and you know what happened. After this, Anacorus fulfilled my wish. I found you, but you didn't hear me. You were sleeping. Day by day, season after season, you were sleeping and dreaming. For months, for years. Yes, Tomo was right. First I clung to Mitsuki and managed to get out of the cave. Out of curiosity, I watched the lives of Natsumi, Haru, and Fuyumi. Perhaps those memories in the black boxes didn't belong to Mitsuki only. Perhaps my memories and hers got jumbled together, patching the holes with speculation and assumption. Everything is possible when you can't tell fiction from reality. All my life was just a fantasy. I never went to school, I never studied with Mitsuki. I never had a cell phone, I never texted with anyone. I was dreaming and sleeping, becoming an ordinary schoolgirl. That's why Dad never talked to me. He simply didn't see me. Excuse me, chat. And all those oddities? I'm starting to remember. Because in truth, Mom returned. She returned and committed suicide in my room. Okay. That was kind of nonchalant. Maybe we could have had a little more build up to that. Like, I see why it sort of like makes a certain amount of sense. As much as that ever makes sense. She probably felt incredible guilt at Aki's death. She'd been looking for me for a long, long time, driving herself crazy. But she hadn't found me. Dad had a hard time going through the loss. One day he came into my mirror and punched the mirror in frustration. I didn't want to see this. I refused to believe it. So I came up with a reverie. A reverie about misfortune. A fantasy about a disease that keeps me from going to real school with real people. After all, I found myself in a place I had never been before. Reverie wouldn't start cracking more and more. But it was cracking regardless. The picture of a perfect life was crumbling, turning into the peaceful dream into nightmares. There was no curse. My subconscious tried to shatter the false illusion by throwing up various scary situations. And not just my subconscious, I constantly felt Anacorus nearby. It longed for my awakening as well. It wanted me to make a wish. But instead of waking up, I preferred to fall asleep again. I was giving up, sinking into oblivion, then waking up and waking up and daydreaming about life back home once again. The cycle started over and over again. Same actions, same events, same fears. Excuse me. How many times have I given up and hid among the lolling thickets of Anacorus? How many times have I destroyed myself, leaving a piece of me among the Anacorus to start anew? How many times? Many times. Many, many times. You were living a fantasy of school life. Days went by and you were dreaming about friends, cell phone, Totomo Bear plushie. All this time I've been trying to get through to you. The first impetus for your awakening was meeting Mitsuki at the station. For the first time, something unusual, unpleasant, and connected to your past has broken into your measured dreams. That's when I was able to reach you for the first time, albeit through a phone app. Of course, you immediately made up a story about us being pen pals, otherwise the fantasy could have gone awry. All my attempts to tell you the truth were ignored. You didn't accept what you didn't want to know. It was only here, in the clearing with Anacorus, that you got so desperate because of misfortunes and finally heard my voice. Aki, can you hear me? I can hear you, sorry. I'm so glad. I was afraid you wouldn't hear me. Now I understand. That's when I decided to use the posthumous wish ritual. I was hoping that Mitsuki's memories would awaken your own. And then, by embracing that memory, you would be able to face the truth. I'm sorry I've been stubborn for so long. Not everyone would easily accept the thought of their death. I wanted to see Nana's memories as well. I wanted to know what she'd been through. But she rejected me. She was always rejecting me, shutting me out, not allowing me to observe her fate. Mitsuki probably didn't want to show her favorite little sister how horrible her life had turned out. They didn't want Sora to be worried about her. But Sora was worried, and now, standing in front of me, her eyes are filling with tears. I don't care. Let her not want to see me. Let her keep me out of her soul. Let her mistakes and stumble. Let her make mistakes and stumble. I still love my older sister, you know. I love my sister, to whom I was someone special. Who doted on me, played with me, fulfilled my every whim. Who, despite constant bad luck, tried to fight and started over. She stumbled, but found the strength to get up, even though no one in the whole world was there to support her. I love her in spite of her flaws. How I long to hug her, to comfort her, to scold her for her follies, to praise her for her success. But I'll never be able to. No one will. Mitsuki was lucky she existed. She evoked different feelings and emotions in people. Sometimes negative, but positive too, no? She was so wrapped up in guilt, she didn't notice she might have helped someone. There are circles coming from any person, like water. These circles touch others and change them a little. If Mitsuki had changed someone for the better, is it okay to destroy the fruits of her labors? Is it right to erase the existence of my beloved older sister? She's choking on sobs. I stay silent, not knowing what to say. I understand Sora's feelings. It's very sad to realize someone dear to you is so unhappy that they wish to erase themselves from the canvas of existence. It hurts to lose someone, but there are always memories of them. Warm memories of laughter, hugs, conversations, some sweet little things finding the indispensable place in your heart. That's why people put altars in their houses. That's why they go to the cemetery every year. I just reached for my drink and almost knocked it down, and I managed to catch it, and I'm very impressed with myself. My uncoordinatedness got matched up with a little bit of coordination, chat. Anyway. Your loved one is no longer around, but they're forever in your heart. But Mitsuki's wish will erase all memories of her from everyone's minds. Sad, funny, good and bad. Mitsuki will cease to exist. It's too sad. But this is Mitsuki's wish. Shouldn't we respect her choice? She wants to prevent the tragedies that had happened. If her wish is fulfilled, Sora might live. So you want me to spend my wish, right, Toma? Yes. I know I have no right to ask this of you. All my actions look so damn selfish. But I don't know what else to do. Only you can make this posthumous wish. For Anacor's respects the order of death. First me, then you, then Nana. Her wish will be granted after yours. And only you can make sure her wish isn't granted. Toma asked me to prevent Mitsuki's wish from being fulfilled. I understand her feelings. I too think it's wrong to erase someone's life. But is this right? Mitsuki only wants to save those she ruined. Besides, if Anacors possesses such power, I can make my own wish. Mom, Dad, and I can live together again. We'd be happy. And I can only make one wish. Oh, Tomo. You're asking me to do the scariest thing in the world. To do what's best. Even if I try to choose what's best once again, it won't necessarily end well. There's always a risk. But to do nothing and sleep is not the answer either. Have to act. I'm going to save real quick because I feel like we've got a choice coming up. Not just to do what's best, but to follow my heart. I turn around, feeling someone's steady but very familiar gaze. The courier is standing in the shade of trees, hiding. Anacor's vines sprawl around him. He holds the cardboard box again. This time its contents can't frighten me. All right, thank you. I accept the box. Turns out being empty. So obviously we're going to go back and check all of these, right? So let's see. What do we think is the best answer? I feel like doing a lot of fucking around with the timeline, probably a bad choice, right? So let's cancel Mitsuki's wish. Toma pressed her hands against her chest and bites her lower lip. Unable to bear her waiting gaze, I turn away and cover my eyes. Who is Mitsuki? What did she bring into this world? For bad or good, Mitsuki definitely had a strong influence on the people around her. Now it's up to them to utilize the experiences they've gained. It's wrong to put absolutely all the blame on a poor girl wallowing in bad luck. It's wrong to erase someone's existence. It's wrong to disappear if it makes your younger sister sad. Alright, I made my decision. I'll cancel Mitsuki's wish. Lucky. I know, we don't show much respect for her decision, for her posthumous will, but I still can't let her disappear. Let her curse me for real, but I can't. It's sad and wrong. Thank you. Thank you. I feel conflicted. I'm happy to see Tomo realize that her plan has succeeded. All her wishes have been fulfilled. On the other hand, we lose the ability to get a different ending to this story. I could have made my own wish. I want to live. What would have changed? Mom would have found me in the cave? I would have returned home and lived happily? Yeah, quite. Why not? Then Mitsuki wouldn't have existed. Without her, maybe something good wouldn't have happened. Listen up, Anacorus, I'm ready. Making my wish now. Floors rustle enthusiastically. Don't grant the wish of the girl named Mitsuki. Let her be born, grow up, and make mistakes. Let her change the world around her. Don't let her disappear. That's it. It's done. I stammer. Am I doing the right thing? Mom, will you forgive me? Will you support me? Tomo hugs me resolutely, taking a share of the shivers. You've done a very brave thing, thank you. I can never repay you for such a sacrifice. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I wanted to fulfill Tomo's wish, and I did. No point in having doubts now. Now I can only hope that Dad, Haru, Natsumi, and Fuyumi would turn out to be strong enough to live a good life. Thanks. Now I want to sleep. Me too. We smile at each other like conspirators, coming up with a new ingenious and devious plan. I'm sure everything will be fine. Naturally. Then let's go? You, Anacorus, behave yourself. Wait a bit. I'll be back in a moment. Tomo runs back to the mesh fence and hangs back Mitsuki's pendant. Amazingly, she had it all this time. But leaving it in the world of the living is probably the right thing to do. We walk away from the clearing. The sky is bright and clear, like a huge endless lake. Vines of Anacorus part, allowing me and Tomo to leave. The unknown is ahead, but I chose it myself. Nothing to be afraid of. The unknown is good as well. It hides both bad opportunities and good ones. Let's play chess together in the next life. I'll beat you then as well. Unfair. A riddle. We weren't. It is. We're gone. It remains. Totomo Bear? No. Then... an opportunity. An opportunity? I want it to remain, even when I'll no longer be here. An opportunity to love yourself. An opportunity to smile. An opportunity to buy a Totomo Bear plushie. I like opportunities. You didn't quite get the point of the riddle, but I too like opportunities. We walk, and the clearing behind our backs turns into a white haze. We walk, and new opportunities are being born somewhere ahead. Well, that is Posthumous Wish, at least one ending. We'll go back and do the other ones in a minute here. Pretty good little song, too. Am I gonna have to wait through the end? I don't think I can skip the credits, chat. Hopefully they're not very long. Congrats on beating game? Oh, thank you. I read the entire thing. It was very difficult, chat. My clicking finger is very tired. So the people who made this have another one coming out sometime in the next couple months. So we'll definitely play that when it comes out. Oh, I gotta rest my fingies? Yeah. They're terribly beat up from clicking through all these dialogue boxes. Thank you for your support. Thank you for reading our story. Aw, thank you for writing it. Now let me through so I can go see the other endings. So that felt like a good ending. That felt like a very solid ending. Ooh, more content. The spring is cold. The sky is gray and resembles an ice edge. The wind moves noisily between tombstones, trying to dislodge the smoke from the incense. I'm here again. Haruki Mai looks at the grave of her older brother. It's been 5 years. Don't you dare mock me. I've grown a whole 3 centimeters. Hey, Boda! Hope you're doing well today. Haven't outgrown you. But you're still short. Girl comes out of the graveyard every year. Doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Every spring she's overcome with the unbearable longing, guilt, and anger at her own stupidity. Mitsuki was buried somewhere in the same cemetery. The past can't be changed, huh? Haruki Mai sighs. The corner of her mouth twitches upward, and the inanimate expression on her face becomes a little more human. Forgive me. It was all my fault. And tell Mitsuki that I'm really sorry. Guilt has been eating away at Haru for 4 long years, like a worm persistently gnawing its way through an apple. She doesn't sleep well. She doesn't eat much. She isn't doing sports anymore. At the university, Haru wanted to make a lot of friends, since she's unable to make friends with anyone after Mitsuki's death. The entirety of high school passed in a dreary loneliness. She was reading at breaks and having lunch on the roof. Once in a while she had a chat with her classmates. When they asked her for homework or to go grab buns with them. Haru never thought she'd be an errand girl for high school. She was dreading it. But despite everything, she tolerated it. Because such is her punishment. A murderer has no right to make fuss or object. A murderer has to pay for her sins. It's absurd. Alright, off I go. Bye-bye, brother. Haru is about to leave when she notices a piece of paper lying on the tombstone. Work was pretty easy today. First it was a house at a golf course. There was also a small cement driveway surface clean, then a pool deck and a patio and cement driveway surface clean to round out the day. Oh, that's nice. Doesn't sound too bad. It's being slightly rubbed by the wind, but it looks like someone glued the paper to the stone. It would have flown away long ago. Bitterness builds in her throat. Absurd. The girl picks the sheet and stands for a while without moving. Oh, big stretch, don't mind if I do. Oh, crunchy. She's afraid to open it and learn what's written on it. And to hydrate. She doesn't want to see her brother cursing her for that fateful night in the old school. Ew. She takes a deep breath, chasing fears away. What an absurdity. You can do it. Find them, and you'll find yourself. I can find whom? A very strange and vague message. It's just like her dummy brother. Her doesn't believe she's capable of anything. She's afraid to even begin. What if someone suffers because of her selfishness once again? But for some reason, her brother has left her a note. I hope it's a good sign. Have you heard? Another child went missing. Again? Horrible. Who, when? No idea. Is there anything on Shamrock? There is. A million versions. There's plenty of places in the town where you can die. Wouldn't be the first time. A lot of people have gone missing over the years. Stop it, now I'm scared. Shall we organize a search? And go missing ourselves? Haha. My girlfriend and I already searched the north of the town. Heroes. No luck so far. We can do it. Oh, Humble Magician and Fuyu. Me are Fuyumi and Senpai. They're still together. Get a room. Cloying aroma is ticking nostrils. It's dark all around. The trees blur into a single canvas, and there's no visible exit. The boy walks, moving legs with difficulty. He's tired, hungry, and thirsty. Why is he walking? Where to? The boy only remembers smelling a pleasant, sweet aroma that reminded him of freshly baked goods. And then the world sank into a greenish haze. He's probably gotten lost. His mom and dad are probably worried. The boy should turn back, but an unknown force is pulling him forward, not allowing him to stop. He walks and walks until a dense row of trees parts to the sides. A clearing has spread out before the boy, where eerie triangular flowers flash with poisonous lights. I've always wanted to take a stroll here. Me too, me too. Watch the hat, lest it flies away. But what about... Haru lags behind her classmates. She wants to join the company, but she's afraid to get a word in edgewise. Instead, Haru's reading the chat where some horrors are being discussed. A boy went missing? A frown, remembering she heard of similar cases before. Some children were found alive. They were wandering the streets of the suburbs, not understanding how they got there. They were drawn somewhere beyond their will, like butterflies drawn to sweet nectar. The others. A sharp gust of wind blows over the river. The straw hat soars in the sky, spins on its axis, and falls onto the calm river surface. Oh, come on. Told you. What do we do now? It's not deep. Can you get it, please? It's my favorite hat. Classmates stay silent, and Haru realizes how it's going to end. Haru, do you mind? Oh yeah, please? The weather isn't warm enough to splash in the river. And Haru isn't sure that it really isn't deep there. Well, it can't be helped. Haru gets to the water's edge and takes off her sneakers and socks. The water turns out to be frosty. Haru grits her teeth, holding back swears. Come on, hurry! Don't dawdle lest it float away. The cheering shouts are more like jeers. The students are standing near the shore and pretending to cheer for Haru. As if. The day is ruined. Must not get angry. Must not scream. She has no right to be angry. I'm sorry, I can't get it. Will you buy a new one? Sure. Oh, thanks. A loud splash sounds next to Haru. The student who lost her hat collapses right into the river with a shriek of terror. In the place where she stood, there's another girl now. What's her name? The one that got bullied. The classmate watches, his eyes round with shock. Stranger puts the leg she has kicked the friend with. But what? What the hell are you doing? Don't you want to get that hat back? You still have time. You idiot, what the hell? The stranger snorts. You're in no hurry to save your hat, I see. And you don't need it. So there's no need to buy a new one, huh? Are you crazy? The student comes to his senses and helps his friend to the shore. Haru follows them, forgetting it's cold out of shock. I know you. You're not Sumikawa, right? Why are you bothering us? Oh, is there something wrong? Crazy one, let's go. Classmates climb on the slope and continue their way, loudly discussing what's just happened. Haru stares after them, unable to move. She's shaking, but she isn't sure if it's from the cold. Why? Sometimes I forget I'm no longer head of student council. Old habits die hard. Just what kind of student council was that? Oh, I see. There's a bathhouse nearby. Come on, let's get you dry. Haru follows Natsumikawa as if in a fog. On the way, the girl tells her that they go to the same university, but have different classes, so they haven't crossed paths. Natsumikawa admits that she hates bullies with a passion. Couldn't help but intervene. Haru wants to argue that no one bullied her. But she can't because she's getting her ass bullied. Fall into the river as punishment. But she doesn't have time since they've already made it to the bathhouse. There, Haru gets warm while her stuff hangs on the dryer. I was wondering if they were going to give us a bathhouse scene, chat. That would have been just like a really weird bit of fan service. Haru pays for the visit, and is surprised to notice Natsumikawa waiting for her outside. Join me for a stroll? Yeah, sure. They return to the embankment. Somewhere out there, amidst the blue, a straw hat floats calmly. Perhaps Haru should follow its example, just float along, not worrying about anything until she's dragged to the bottom. You're thinking about something foolish, aren't you? Not at all. I'll get ready for a load of unsolicited advice from me. I was bullied in junior high school. I wasn't seen from the outside, and I thought I was supposed to be this way. Give this, go grab that, lend your homework. I was being used and laughed at behind my back. Unlucky. Wait till you realize that your friend who killed herself was her bully. That'll be a fun revelation. Yeah, it wasn't pleasant, and it became worse. One girl started beating me up in the library. Horrible. Haru doesn't understand what this conversation is about. What's happening resembles a dream. It seems vague and unreal. Also, man, that height difference. It must have been unpleasant, sure, but what does that have to do with me? I get it. Until you decide to change, no words will help. Mitsuki also tried. Haru doesn't hear the rest. Road gets drowned in white noise. Mitsuki. Why this name? A coincidence? With difficulty, Haru swallows a lump that has formed in her throat. Who are you talking about? Who? Mitsuki Reina. She was the one who bullied me in the library. It can't be. That's got to be a shocking revelation. Mitsuki was the least likely to harm anyone. She wouldn't have hurt a fly. This name, impossible for a simple coincidence. Why was she doing it? At first I thought she was a witch. She looked just like one, and she always wore a strange pendant. It took me a lot of time to get to the bottom of this situation. It's very easy to bully someone who doesn't fight back. It's weird, but for some reason you start to think of it as the norm. Mitsuki. Natsumikawa's story sounds unreal. She's talking about some other Mitsuki, a strong Mitsuki, a confused Mitsuki. But no, it was her. The schoolgirl who wouldn't part with the cheap pendant. She wanted... Right now I think she was missing a friend. Someone strong. Someone capable of fighting back. Someone strong. Someone like Haru at the beginning of junior high school. Mitsuki believed that Haru would be able to handle the summoning ritual and fight any undead without fear. Silly, naive Mitsuki. Haruki Mai was weaker than her best friend would have liked. And now, Haru stops, lowering her gaze to the toes of her sneakers. Now she was as far as possible from the image of the intrepid girl ready to go to the old school at night. What would have Mitsuki said if she saw Haru today? She would have been disappointed. She would have turned away. Mitsuki, she... Her eyes sting sharply. What's wrong? What happened? It's because of me, because... Haru bursts into tears. She doesn't understand why she's crying. Out of guilt? Out of resentment for her classmates? Out of a fleeing of her own insignificance? Hush, you've done nothing wrong. I did something horribly wrong. I killed Mitsuki, her and my brother. It was me. Calm down and tell me about it. Haru dumps absolutely everything on her new acquaintance. About her friendship with Mitsuki, about the old school building, about Mitsuki's mistake while performing the ritual, about how Haru resented Mitsuki for not sharing her suffering, about her revenge. My brother died because of my selfishness, and then Mitsuki. I drove her to suicide. It was me. Hold on, calm down. You didn't want her to die, right? Of course not, but... then what happened was the result of unfortunate coincidences. Don't you think so? No, it was my revenge. Stop it right now. If all people committed suicide after cruel pranks, humanity would have died out long ago. I don't know what was going on in Mitsuki's mind, but you shouldn't think that everything in the world is centered on you. Mitsuki could have had 1,000 reasons to do this and not that. A little frog in my throat today, chat, sorry. What's the point of worrying about it now? Let alone letting some idiots wipe their feet on you. I regret that I never got to be friends with Mitsuki. I'm not going to forget her words and actions. Mitsuki changed me. I'd like to thank her at least this way. The Tsumikawa has nothing more to say, so she says goodbye to Haru, leaving her alone at the riverbank. Haru picks up a pebble from the path and throws it into the water with all of her might. The pebble moves in a high arc and falls into the grass. Gratitude. Tsumikawa has decided to thank Mitsuki. She thinks Mitsuki helped her. And who was the red-haired girl to Haru? Best friend? Someone who could always support and not leave in a bind? Someone who saw Haru as strong and brave, the coolest person in the world. Thanks to Mitsuki, Haru felt this way and was better than she actually was. Is it possible to bring those times back? Is it possible for Haru to become her old self? How? Without Mitsuki? Or for Mitsuki? Ah, damn it, this day is a curse. Haru clutches at her hair and shakes her head. What to do? She wants to scream and crush everything around her. But it's pointless. Useless. There's one thing Haru can do. It's pulling herself together and trying not to think about Natsumikawa's words. For some reason, the name Natsumikawa is really hard for me to say. Mitsuki, and for herself. It's cold and scary. Water's dripping somewhere nearby. Hunger is very strong. Maybe chew on a weird green flower? It smells so good. You shouldn't. Don't eat. The voices are soft, kind, making you want to obey them. It's going to be all right. You'll be found, definitely. Don't give up. Okay. No strength left. Burning desire to fall asleep and rest. The dream about mom and dad finding the scary clearing. The dream of salvation. Please don't fall asleep. Voices chase away the drowsiness. Prevent hope from going away for good. Then the waiting will continue for a bit longer. Just a bit. Haruki Mai has no clue what to do. She's confused and full of doubts, but she's sure of one thing. This cannot continue. She's sick of suffering and tolerating her classmates' mockery. They aren't bad people, but Haru lets him bully her. Enough of this. Haru decides to be strong, just like Mitsuki saw her. Courageous, fearless, determined. Meaning she should act. Somehow. Haru is still bothered by her stupid brother's note. What did it mean? Haru tosses her cell phone on the bed, with annoyance. It bounces and jingles, signaling a new message. Someone wrote in the chat again. The chat. Only missing children have been discussed there lately. Speaking of which, Mitsuki didn't die at home either, but on the outskirts of town. Is it possible that something drew her there as well? The children who were found often spoke of a sweet aroma. Haru picks up her cell phone again and logs onto Shamrock, thinking to read about mystical places in the town. Of course, one of the first on the list is the old school. It must have been searched through and through by now. It doesn't fit. Neither does this. Not this either. Haru rubs her eyes, feeling a sudden tearing sensation from them. The letters begin to blur. Something seems to be preventing her from reading the necessary lines. It's absurd. She's getting anxious again. Lately, Haru's been going into her brother's room to calm herself down. Her parents don't touch anything there, as if they're hoping their son would come home from school like nothing happened. Haru feels safe, surrounded by his belongings. The moment she crosses the threshold, her eyes stop watering. She feels warm and calm. Haru runs her gaze over the mystical location section of Shamrock once more. This time she notices an article about Anacorus almost immediately. It's rumored that on the outskirts of the city, there's a clearing where magical wish-granting flowers. And in that clearing there is a cursed cave. Haru doesn't believe in magical flowers, but the cave piques her interest. Something about it isn't right. Thanks, brother. Haru gathers her strength, pockets the note from her brother, boards the train, and travels a couple of stations. From there, she has to walk into the woods, passing a large tree. Here it is. Strange, the leaves are falling off. Haru thinks she's completely lost her mind, but then she remembers a tale from Shamrock. Nature goes crazy near Anacorus. Is this the absurdity from the internet actually true? Haru feels an incomprehensible feeling in her stomach, curling up into a ball. Anxiety mixed with vague hope. Haru makes her way through the rows of gloomy trees, feeling as if her legs were picking their own way. At last, she finds herself in the clearing. Cloying aroma hits her nose, making her dizzy. The unusual flowers rustle, their 3 petals, as if in greeting. Thick vines swell and shrivel, brimming with life. What a place. She wants to run away, and stay at the same time. Anacorus is real, then she can make a wish? Haru reaches for one of the flowers. She wishes her brother was here. That he would give her advice. That Mitsuki would smile and say that everything would be alright. That they were brought back. Anacorus. Anacorus. You are a liar. It's absurd. She jerks her hand away. There's no point in clinging to the past. A lot of bad things happened, but no one can promise that bad things won't happen again in the future. Without evil intentions, just because sometimes bad things happen to people. So what? Run into the magical flower every time it happens? Haru knows that she's missing an important, unique opportunity. But something inside her keeps telling her this is wrong. Even if Anacorus does grant wishes, there's something sinister about it. The entire city is gradually being braided by its oily, throbbing vines, and people don't even notice. This is wrong. Mitsuki would have agreed with me. But what next? Anacorus rustles unhappily and thrusts its thorns like an angry hedgehog. It obviously doesn't like Haru. Is it really the end? Has Haru made her way here just for some absurd flower to kick her back out? But where to go next? Brother, Mitsuki, help! Haru's eyes tear up again. She squints for a moment, catching a golden glow at the edge of her vision. She blinks perplexedly, noticing a mesh fence. Was it always there? There's a cheap pendant hanging from the mesh. Someone left it here on purpose, as if hoping someone else would find it. Thank you, Mitsuki. Haru walks over to the fence and carefully unties the pendant, before ripping off some vines and noticing a small hole in the mesh. The passage leads to the cave. The black yawn reeks of danger. The girl doesn't have her brother's abilities, but after the ritual in the old school, sometimes she feels otherworldly presence. There, under the stone vault, something bad had definitely happened. Well, being short does have its advantages. Struggling, she gets through the hole, straightens up, turns on the flashlight on her cell phone. Faint light pierces the blackness, filling ahead. No retreating. Haru heads deeper into the cave, cautiously looking around. It's warm and dry inside. A strange drowsiness washes over the girl. She manages several yawns and gets to a shallow pit filled with assorted junk. The first things that catch her eye are the half-rotten remains of wooden benches used at the festival. A dump. Haru jumps down with ease and looks around. She doesn't see anything special among the decaying bags, collapsed boxes, and plastic bottles. Ad time! For those of you heading off to ads, don't worry. The game will be paused, and we will see you in just 3 minutes. See you! For those of you who are still here.
On dry eraser ink, you can make a drawing come to life.
I remember seeing that years ago. Ah, that was cool.
This delivery guy was on his
Chat, I will be right back.
asked him for some muffins.
Causing the traffic! For real!
This baby elephant loves to go sliding down this hill.
So you drive this thing by yourself? Yeah. All right, there you go. Watch that light.
This fancy dinner cruise just barely fit under this bridge. Her dog was terrified after they got pulled over by the police.
Goose.
I feel like being able to move your teeth around isn't a good thing. He told the waiter to take away his grandma's meal.
I'm back to miss anything good. But she wasn't having any of that shit.
What is that? Why?
This dad has identical twins and couldn't figure out which one was which.
Kevin! Mama's talking to you. Come here. Come say hi. Come here, Liam. Who are you? Are you Kevin or Liam? You're Kevin? Oh, you are Kevin. Jesus Christ.
This poor dumb cat can't figure out how to get back inside.
I will allow the term wet pussy.
Are you serious?
Don't say I never taught you anything. Did you know that if you put grapes in your lips, you'll look like a goat?
This dog is obsessed with watching squirrel videos
She's right.
on an iPad. This dad was chasing.
Commercial ended a little bit ago, Chad. I just wanted to finish my snack. All right, back to it. She doesn't see anything special among the decaying bags, collapsed boxes, and plastic bottles. Anacorus is growing in the pit. It's braiding the junk lying around the octopus's... It's braiding the junk lying around like octopus tentacles, protecting a sunken treasure. The triangular flowers glow so brightly, a flashlight is unnecessary. Despite the drowsy atmosphere, Haru feels uncomfortable in the cave. She feels someone's presence. Who? The beam of the flashlight slides over the junk again and again, causing objects to cast black target-like shadows. It seems to Haru that the darkness is building up, would soon fill the entire pit. She just wants to get out. Her gaze falls on the figure of a large doll, sitting with its back leaning against the earthen wall. There's something wrong about it. Its posture, clothes, tangled hair. Absolutely everything about it is wrong. Can't be. She remembers a terrible accident that happened when she was going to elementary school. A child went missing during the Fall Fest. The girl lived in the neighborhood building, and Haru recalls the adults starting a massive search. The child was never found. Her mother committed suicide soon after, unable to forgive herself for losing her daughter. The life of her father or the family has become a living hell. Is it really? All this time? Why? Shouldn't the rescuers check the suspicious cave first? It's absurd. Same as ghosts, curses, apple candy, and magic flowers. Haru isn't smart enough to understand how Anacorus defends its domain. How exactly to erase the memories of those children who were found. How it hid the mesh fence from view. All she knows is that before her sits a tiny body that had given its last breath all alone. Or not alone? Haru jerks backwards, barely holding a shriek of terror. She heard of several children who were never found. They're all waiting here, in the cave braided with Anacorus. Dead. All of them. No, not all. Another child is sitting next to the dead girl. Haru has immediately noticed his figure among the boxes of trash. Oh no. What the hell is this kid's luring cave? How are you? The boy, malnourished and scared. His gaze doesn't focus immediately. For now, how many days has the poor boy been sitting on this creepy cave, alone with corpses? Hey, can you hear me? I'll get you out of here, hold on. Huh? He blinks several times, then shudders and coughs. Huh? Who are you? I'm Haru, but that's not important, okay? What's important is that you're safe, not alone. I wasn't alone. And neither are you. Neither am I. Right. Neither am I. Haru pulls the boy to her, enclosing him in a hug. His weakened fingers grip her sweatshirt with surprising strength. I found you. Now everything is going to be alright. Yeah. Here, take this. Haru places a pendant in his grimy hands. What's this? A gift. Thank you. It's so good that she decided to go into that cave. It's so good that she met Natsumikawa that day. It's so good that she and Mitsuki once went into that old school building. She hears the little heart beating and thanks the gods for the miraculous coincidence. For if there are setbacks in life, there must be room for unexpected good fortune, right? Things happen. Bad, good, scary, joyful. But they are. They can't be erased. And since bad events leave a mark, then so should good ones. Haru helps the boy up and out of the hole. Foot to foot, they stride out of the cave. First fortune. Yeah, first, but not the last. How'd you find me? I had help. I see. I'd like to thank them. Yeah, you're right. This absurd flower won't take anyone ever again. They walk toward freedom. And of course is angry, but doesn't bar their way. Now Haru knows what to do. She finally sees her path. Thank you. Wow, that was a long-ass ending. Alright, next ending. Okay. So I think Save Yourself is the next most interesting ending. I don't know how many endings we'll get through tonight, if we'll get through all of them. But I think this is going to be the next most interesting one. It feels like the bad ending, Chad. Like the greedy ending. I really want to help Tomo and fulfill her wish. Mitsuki's choice seems sad and insincere. Born not of reason, but of despair and heartbreak. But this is Mitsuki's choice. Whatever Tomo wants, her sister caused a series of events that got someone killed. Haru's brother, he has to live. And I want to live so badly. For 6 years, Dad's been sitting at the kitchen of the house, in which his wife hanged himself. In the house where was once filled with cheerful voices, where his beloved family lived. Dad doesn't deserve all this suffering. Neither does Mom. It's too sad. Forgive me, Tomo, but I don't want to cry again, but the tears flow on their own. I miss Mom. I miss her so badly. Mom, where are you? I've been waiting for so long. Mom. It's all right. I don't blame you, Aki. I don't. Tomo, You really miss your mom, don't you? Yes. Every day, without fail. I wouldn't dare to take your mom away from you, Aki. You've earned your own personal, posthumous wish. It's not for me to tell you what to wish for. But what about Mitsuki? Mitsuki, Nana, it's very sad, but it was her choice. My selfish request was too unfair. I'm sorry. Tomo. It's fine. Your happiness is very important as well. But without you, I would have never realized that I'm dead. Without you, I never would have beaten the curse of 3 misfortunes. I really want to thank you somehow. Don't you dare. Don't you dare suppress your wishes for someone else. You want your mom back? Then so be it. I think Mitsuki would have approved of your choice. And I'll be happy too if you and your mom find each other. Tomo. No. I won't hear any more of it. A riddle. Who's going to come home for real soon? Thank you. No, thank you for passing on Nana's memories to me. Now I know what kind of person she was. I can rest in peace. Don't be sad. Maybe we'll meet again. Naturally. I squeezed Tomo a little harder, silently saying goodbye. And I turned to Anacorus. I want to live. I want Mom to find me. I don't want to die in that cave. Well, I've made a decision. No idea if it's for the better or not. There's only one burning desire in my heart. Thank you, Tomo. Thank you, Aki. Numerous green petals surge into the air. Anacorus rejoices, once again being able to grant wishes. Green swirl intensifies. I can no longer see Tomo, only feel the warmth of her last embrace. Maybe I should have honored her request and cancelled Mitsuki's posthumous wish. Maybe I don't deserve such an amazing friend. But my wish is made. Thorny vines of Anacorus pull me into the blackness. And now we have to sit through the credits again. Sprite CG artist Hideki Kiden. Wow. All the CGs and sprites were done by a single artist? That's kind of impressive. I'm actually very impressed by that. And Tenri did all the vocals for all the songs. Free sounds, unsplash graphics, use some various code, had a bunch of testers, and support. At least this isn't one of those like Kickstarter games with like 5 million supporters. You ever play one of those and the credit sequence is like 4.5 hours long? Because every single supporter's in the credit sequence. Mitsuki Sora jumps off the swing and looks worriedly at the girl with puffy eyes. They're peers, but the girl seems younger, smaller, weaker. Sora isn't in great health herself, but the girl named Aki looks really tormented. Yells of Sora's mom come from far away. She's worried about her daughter and calls her back home. But it'd been better if she took Sora to the Fall Fest. Wait here a bit, Kaka. Wait here a bit? Oh, was that a laugh? Kaka. I'll be right back to help you. Okay. The lost girl resembles a fragile doll, but Sora wants to take her home. It's a pity she can't. Okay, I feel like you definitely could take the lost girl home and show her to mom and be like, hey mom, I found a lost girl. We take her to the police station, and then mom could help. I feel like mom would help. Soren often feels like another child should be living at home with her. It's unclear where the feeling comes from, and yet it's haunting and sad. Wait here. Sora runs on the playground and sees her mom calling for her at the intersection. Blah, 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 blah. I swear I read English, chat. I swear it's my first language. Let me try again. Sora runs from the playground and sees her mom calling for her at the intersection. The girl runs up to her, coughing, tries to explain about the lost child at the playground. The words turn into wheezes now and then. Sora feels very hot. Her vision gets blurry. Her mom picks her up in her arms and carries her home. Don't leave. There's a girl. Mom, don't. Consciousness is slipping away. Sora ponders in panic whether she'll be able to go looking for Aki and her mom the next day on her own. Sure, the cops will probably find Aki and take her home, but what if they don't? Adults are horribly stupid sometimes. Go searching all by herself? Sora understands she'd never risk going out of home alone. With her last strength, she pulls herself out of the darkness enveloping her and grabs the collar of her mom's dress. Mom, wait there. The girl needs help. Akibara Yume is running away from the playground. She blames herself for the stupidity and cowardice. She couldn't even introduce herself to her new friend properly. She just mumbled the beginning of her last name. Mitsuki Sora has probably gotten it all wrong. Yume wants to fall through the ground out of shame. She keeps running until she finds herself in a strange, ominous clearing. There's a sound of thunder in the sky above the city. The girl is terribly afraid of lightning, so she decides to hide in the cave as soon as possible. With difficulty, she cuts the fence with bolt cutters. Yume gets through the resulting hole and hurries into the cave. She walks and walks to hunker down further in the darkness, as suddenly the support beneath her feet disappears. The girl falls into the pit, right into a thicket of strange thorns. Thunder rumbles outside. Yume presses her hands against her ears, but the noise doesn't subside. She can't wait to get home, to her mom and dad. Why has such misfortune befallen her? Is she to blame? She shouldn't have admired the leaves? Shouldn't have run away from the playground? Shouldn't have gotten into the cave? The darkness inside the pit seems to color the girl's thoughts. She doesn't know for how long she's sitting in the pit. She's really hungry and thirsty. She considers chewing on the strange green flower, but doesn't dare to. The hunger is bearable for now. And so Yume waits. And then an incomprehensible noise comes from above. Has someone come to the rescue? Or is it a wild animal? They said on TV there were wild boars in the woods near the city. Yume? Someone's calling her. A familiar, dear voice. Yume? Mom! The girl screams at the top of her lungs. But apparently it's not enough. Her mom keeps calling her from somewhere nearby, from somewhere far away. Realization that her mom is here, nearby, gives the girl strength. She notices a wooden box among the shadows. Overcoming her weariness, she drags it to the earthen wall and climbs on it with difficulty. And then she climbs further up, out of the hated pit. There's a light at the end of the black tunnel. Has the girl been in the cave all night? Yume gasps in surprise and rushes into the sunlight. She wants to scream, but the words freeze at the top of her tongue. Her heart is beating like crazy. Mom? Yume runs, barely moving her feet and grabbing the air with her hands. Mom? Yume? Mom! Mom! The girl bursts into the clear fall day, rushes to the mesh fence, coughs. Yume! Yume climbs through the hole in the fence, and immediately a strong, warm embrace closes around her. What were you doing there, oh Yume? Ma! The girl bursts into tears from the horror she's experienced, relief. It feels like she'd fallen asleep back there, at the bottom of the pit, and is now having a wonderful dream of salvation. Mom's embrace is too surreal, too long awaited. They remind her of someone, but Yume doesn't understand exactly whom. It's all right. You're found. Oh, Yume. Found. It's been only one night. The girl feels like she's been sleeping in that cave for years. I want to go home. Of course, of course. We'll call your dad and go home together. He's been looking for you too, Yume. He's so worried. Dad? Yume feels sobs rising in her throat again. So much happiness has come over her that her heart can't bear it. The nightmarish dream is finally over. Yume, look, I have a gift. Are you going somewhere? Out for a walk again? Yep. The girl looks away from the window and her eyes round with surprise. Her mother is holding a large bear plushie to her. So Tomo Bear? Yeah, you've been dreaming about him so much, haven't you? Yeah. Several weeks have passed since the Fall Fest night. Yume's life has returned to normal. Peace and quiet, silence and calm. Yume was found only thanks to one girl, Mitsuki Sora. Her parents were members of a volunteer movement that helps the police in search for missing children. Barely holding back coughs, Sora told her mom about the lost girl. Without wasting precious seconds, the volunteers immediately contacted Yume's mom. Search teams were focusing on the area where Sora last saw the lost girl. Yume's parents were sent to the river, where they searched for their daughter until morning. Yume's mom admitted she was completely desperate, but her husband suddenly stopped warily and suggested they look in the woods. It's like he sensed something, some cloying aroma. The mother obeyed, and was the first to go out to the cave where she found her daughter. Yume wants to meet Sora again. She wonders if the girl is still wearing her white summer dress. She makes a mental note to ask her mom to take her to the playground. Perhaps fate will allow the two girls to meet again. And now? Thanks. Yume grabs Totomo Bear plushie and hugs him tightly. Cherish him. To tell the truth, I want to gift him to someone. Oh my, to whom? The boy from the neighboring house. He's always sad and I want to cheer him up. Are you sure? No good deed goes unpunished. I am. I hope he'll be glad. Aw. Sora grew up and so did Aki. Hmm. Or Yume, I guess her real name is. How? Just what were you doing yesterday that made you sleep through all the morning classes? Watching anime about Totomo Bear. Why? It's cool. You're being creepy. You don't understand anything about Totomo Bear. For a second, they stare at the clouds passing outside the window in silence. Daisuke, on the other hand, loves Totomo Bears. Because you got him hooked on it when he was a kid. I don't regret it. Totomo Bear has changed his whole world. I doubt the credit goes to the bear. Hmm? Never mind. It's too hot for fall. Indeed, but it's beautiful. I love fall. It's so colorful. They say scary stories give you chills. Just what the doctor ordered. Yume frowns. She isn't much of a fan of scary stories. As if she'd watched too many horror movies a long time ago. I've been told one recently. 4 years ago, a sophomore has committed suicide. It was just like any other summer day. The summer vacation was approaching. The teacher walked into the classroom. At the same moment, a black shadow flew down past the window. Sleep meds are kicking in? And catch some sleep? Well, you have a wonderful sleep, Boda. Thanks for coming by. A schoolgirl had jumped from the roof. Oh. They say she was bullied by her classmates. It started with trivial requests to serve and bring. Then, having met no resistance, the classmates had increased the pressure. They got to the point of abuse. What about the teacher's parents? No one knew anything. The girl didn't tell anyone, because she thought no one would believe her. Oh. Oh. Without Mitsuki there, that girl whose name for some reason always eludes me got bullied to the point of suicide. How sad. One day she couldn't take it anymore, so she snuck onto the roof and jumped. But the story doesn't end there. Sometimes when you walk down the hallway, you may notice a few flower petals on the floor. It's that girl's ghost, wondering if someone's gonna die next. Dies, dies not, dies, dies not. So far, students have run into an even number of petals. It's said that if you see an odd number, you'll die in 3 days. Oh. Not scary? Not quite, more like sad. A pity no one helped the girl. Why didn't she fight back? Not everyone is strong enough to fight back. I wish someone taught her. Sora's face freezes for a moment. Sometimes Yume would notice a fog of longing enveloping her friend's eyes. As if she was searching for someone that only she could find in the depths of her souls. Someone who doesn't really exist. Much as Yume wants a substitute for this person, he realizes that, for Sora, they were the one and only. Such thoughts make her want to cry. So... Boo. Scared? Cooled down a bit? Yeah, quite. They laugh. One way or another, there's no point in being sad. They're living, here and now, going to school, watching anime about Totomo Bear, and admiring the fall leaves. Fate has given Yume a rescue from the cave. Daisuke's smile and the bestest friend ever. Isn't that enough? It is. More than enough. Sometimes Yume feels like she doesn't deserve all of this, but she chases the bad thoughts away. There are only very, very good days ahead. Oh, that ending was significantly shorter. I was afraid it was going to be another like 15-minute sucker like the last one. Next ending. So what happens if we just don't make a wish? This feels like the worst ending, chat. I feel like this is going to be the worst ending. I look around. And of course glows like fireflies on a summer night. It's exuding such an intoxicating aroma. It's giving me a slight headache. The flowers have been waiting a long time for one indecisive girl to make a wish. Their petals tremble slightly with impatience, even without the wind. They're nudging, prodding, begging.
Huh?
You? The flowers bow their heavy heads and stretch out in my direction, listening. Suddenly, I feel scared. Feels like I'm being forced to utter a faithful words. That the entire infinity-long journey is only for the Anacorus to fulfill its destiny. The rustling of Anacorus condemns the prolonged pause. I won't make a wish. A powerful gust of wind sweeps across the clearing, raising meadowy petals to the sky. Anacorus sways from side to side in disapproval. You won't? Why? I don't get it. Not choosing anything is also a choice. It is, but... Someone looks confused. She's nervously running a disheveled curl through her fingers. I don't think there should be a flower born from death. The living are the ones who need wishes, not the dead. For the dead, everything is over. Mitsuki is wrong. If she wanted to change something, she should have done it in life. People only have one life. You can't give it up so easily, hoping that someone magical will solve all their problems. And even if someone will, someone else might lose something because of it. It's wrong and sad. Aki. I don't like Anacorus, so I won't make a wish. Then the turn of Mitsuki's wish will never come true. Her desperate request won't be granted, just like he wanted. Mitsuki will be remembered, for better or worse. I don't know. Her actions, both good and bad, will continue to affect the world. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe my wish would have helped Dad, gotten my mom back, reunited the family. Maybe we would have been living together again, having fun and carefully alive. Maybe. I want to believe that Dad will find enough strength inside him, because he's my dad, strong and kind. I'm stupid. I don't know what's worse or better in this situation. I certainly don't like posthumous wishes. I pluck one of the outraged flowers. You're not alone. I'll remain here with you in this clearing. Remain here? What do you mean? How else? And of course holds on to me. He doesn't let go. Waits for me to make a wish. I can't get out while the vines are pulling me back. But I'm not going to make a wish, so I'll keep it company until one of us disappears. Aki. Don't worry, I'm not sad. On the contrary, I'm glad no one else will be able to make a posthumous wish. If I like Mitsuki, sad and scary, it's better they're not granted. Even if someone wishes for something good? I don't know. Mitsuki thought her wish was good, that she's fixing mistakes and saving mangled lives. And you disagree with her? It's too difficult. But I've made the decision. I won't back down. Wishes for the living, future for the living. It's selfish, right? Probably. But I think that's what's best. The cycle will break. We stay silent. Anacorus calms down and freezes, resigning to its fate. Does time even exist for these flowers? Perhaps it's easier for them to wait, my will to waver. What if several centuries later I decide to make my posthumous wish after all? 100 years is a lot. Can I really do it? Someone's warm hand squeezes mine. You're your own worst enemy, Aki. Why? You'll have to learn everything about chess.
Huh?
And not just chess, ooh. I can't wait to see how you're gonna clutch at your head. I don't get it. See, we haven't even started, and you already don't understand. I twitch, struggling to realize the meaning of Tumbo's words. We? Naturally. But you don't have to stay. Nothing's holding you here. Tomo sighs so heavily that Anna course rustles again. What do you mean nothing? What about you?
Huh?
Me? We came here together, and we'll leave together. But I won't hear it. You've made your decision, I've made mine. I stare at Tomo in horror. Why is she doing this? Why would she doom herself for eternity? Cease panic and gloomy thoughts. It's not your fault, Aki. I'm not doing this out of guilt or pity. I want to stay, you see? I don't at all. But I don't risk arguing with such a determined Tomo. Then stay silent and listen. A riddle. What does one mean more than many? When does one mean more than many? Now? I understand, thank you. We get down on the grass, our backs touching, and cover our eyes. And of course encircles us. It was as if protecting us from an unknown enemy. The aroma wafting through the air no longer seems cloying, more like sweet and sour. Don't worry, I know a lot more riddles. A whole lot. You won't get bored. Scary. I'd better take a nap. Aren't you sick of it? How can one get sick of sleep? Sleepyhead. That's me. Then I'll wait for a bit. Let's get some rest. We've been through a lot. Agreed. It's important to rest. And then, chess. Definitely. I'm being pulled into oblivion. For the first time in years, I don't feel like I'm falling into a huge hole. I know that I'll get some rest, and upon awakening, I'll be the same Aki. The Aki who choose not to choose anything. Fears and anxieties recede, as I know that the decision has been made. That I won't have to worry about anything anymore. I wish I had done this sooner, and not agonized over the doubts and uncertainties of the future. It'd be great to wake up and play chess with Tomo. It'd be great if Dad finds the strength to overcome grief. Who knows, maybe my ghost hovering in the house kept him from moving on. It'd be great if the three Graces would grow up and become adults, ready to come to the aid of confused children. It'd be great if Mitsuki finds happiness in the next life. Yeah, great. I let go of my thoughts, allowing them to take the most amazing forms. For the first time in years, I'm sure I'm going to have pleasant dreams. Did the dead dream? Guess they do. Credit sequence round 3. There was 2 scriptwriters. This was not made by a huge team. It's kind of impressive for everything it was made by. So I think this ending and the... I wonder if this is going to have the same post scene that the first ending had. Because technically the same people, like the same thing happened. Her wish was denied. Right? So maybe it'll be the same thing? I bet it will be. But who knows? Maybe they'll have a different sequence. If it appears to be the same sequence, I'll probably skip it. Just so we can get to the last one. For Libra, today is a good day to start something new. Trust your intuition. The lucky color? Green. The lucky object? Umbrella. Horoscope, horoscope. You love it so much, Reika. I do. The girl in the white dress jumps to her feet and runs in the hallway. Her umbrellas lie by the counter on the front door. She pulls out the brightest umbrella and turns to her mother, proudly displaying her trophy. Here. A woman named Ashio Ari, before marriage Fuyumi Ari, barely manages to contain a chuckle. Her daughter looks like she's prepping for a fight with monsters. Are you going out? Yeah. And wait. Rose already disappeared to the first floor, quickly handing an umbrella to her mother. Fuyumi doesn't understand where Reika's passion for the white summer dress comes from. She's wearing it despite the cold weather. At least she knows she has to wear something warm over it. Winter hasn't brought snow this year, but Reika still wraps herself up like she's afraid of getting sick. She's in excellent health, though. The daughter runs down the stairs with lightning speed, snatches the umbrella from Fuyumi, and rushes outside. Fuyumi gazes after her for a while with a note of longing. One similar winter day, Fuyumi went to school and slipped. She was unable to get up, and students passing by came to her aid. The boy has become Ari's husband, and the girl? What's the point of thinking about the past? Capricorns have been told to take care of pressing matters today, so she'll do just that. Reiko's running down the street, waving her umbrella. She adores horoscopes, and believes them without a shred of doubt. She also loves her strict but fair mother, and her kind, smiling father, who's often juggling soft toys. Reika loves her house, the street, the umbrella in her hand, the white summer dress, her friends waiting for her at the playground. A lot of unspent love, as if passed down from someone by inheritance, lurks inside this girl. She reaches the playground and, panting, greets her friends. Several boys and girls her age wave their hands enthusiastically. They like Reika, but it's hard not to feel sympathy for someone who loves the entire world. Maybe in the future they'd think differently, but for now, the children's hearts are soaking up the light coming from their friend. I'm here. Why the umbrella? The sky is clear. Horoscope said I have to take an umbrella. The children nod with a smart look. That's what the morning horoscope said, and it's definitely going to rain. Wait a minute. I love the idea of the horoscope saying it's going to rain. Because if it rains on everybody's ass. That's just a weather report. If the horoscope says take an umbrella, everybody's horoscope should say take an umbrella. For now, the sky remains clear, and the kids engage in their usual games. My other brother told me there's a cursed house nearby. No way! Wait, no one's living there for a long time, 10 years or more. Creepy. Let's take a look? Sure, it's not far. The parents don't allow them to leave the playground, and usually the kids obey. However, on some subconscious level, they believe that since Reika's with them, nothing bad would happen. They intuitively perceive her as their senior. So Reika is Sora, like, reincarnated, right? She's got the little hair things coming off the sides of her head. The cursed house is indeed not far away, although Reika has never been on this street before. Her mom prefers to avoid it. The children stare excitedly at their unremarkable, utterly ordinary two-story building. Passing by such a house, you'd never think that it was haunted by monsters and ghosts. Only deep inside emerges an unpleasant tickling feeling, oily and slippery, like a tangle of snakes. Look, there are those strange flowers growing everywhere. The wriggling black vines aren't attracting attention, but they're spread throughout the plot. There are small triangular flowers on them, now and then. They look like they're sleepily awaiting some important event. They grant wishes. Seriously? I don't know, my classmate plucked one and wished he could get an expensive plush toy from the commercials. All he got was a set of notebooks. The boys laugh. Reika studies the house that's standing so quietly and unremarkably, as if resting after a long journey with interest. Let's pluck one? Ooh, scary. Said yourself that the flower doesn't work. I'm scared of the house, not the flower. There's a ghost living inside. What ghost? Ghost of a little girl. They say she lost her bear plushie and was wandering around the rooms to find it. Weird ghost, not scary at all. Her mom hanged herself and her dad went missing. The kids fall silent. Shall we check it out? No way, it's scary. The house is sleeping. The children instantly fall silent. It's sleeping. No one is living here. There are no ghosts inside. Okay, let's pluck a flower and make a wish. It's still scary. In a minute. Rika puts the umbrella into her friend's hands. Without a shadow of fear or doubt, opens the gate and steps into the courtyard. The girl feels nothing strange. The house continues to slumber peacefully. Rika looks around, finds the largest flower, and walks up close to the intertwining vines. She rises on tiptoes. One of the sharp spikes easily cuts a white skin on her cheek. Ow! She does manage to pluck a large, faintly sweet-smelling flower. The satisfied girl bows respectfully to the house, turns around, and walks back outside to her friends. At the same instant, something cold falls on her nose. Dark clouds have taken over the blue sky. White fluffs, looking like mischievous fireflies, are clearly visible on the background of the dark gray blanket. Wow, snow! Horoscope didn't lie. Ray, you're... bleeding. No worries, it doesn't hurt. The children hold their breath. There are times when Reika scares them. They already realize she's different from them in some way. Misunderstanding hasn't yet had time to develop into fear, resentment, and animosity. Not yet. Let's make a wish? The children stay silent. What's the matter? Nothing. What shall we wish for? Something good? The girl's naive and warm words break the children's stupor. They relax a little. I want it to always be spring. I don't like summer and winter, hot and cold. I want aliens to take over the world. I want mint ice cream to be gone. Wishes of various absurdities start piling up. Rika likes all of them, but she feels the need to choose something else, something more grand. I want us to always be friends and always be together. The children fall silent at once, sensing an incomprehensible sinister undertone in the quiet, good-natured phrase. It's at moments like these they begin to suspect there's something wrong with their friend. That she isn't quite like them. That she and them walk different paths. The children want to question Reika, but they're stopped by the firm conviction it's better not to do so. It's like someone is protecting Reika. Someone who doesn't like it when strange girls with golden eyes are hurt. Not bad, I agree. Yeah, it's a good wish. Hooray! Reika laughs happily. The flower in her fist shudders faintly. A green fly-like glow slides across its petals. The children sense a smell. The children sense a smell of a fresh pie. What? May we always be together. Together. The snow intensifies, driven by the cold wind. The vines wrapped around the cursed house make an eerie, whispering song. The children shiver from either fear or cold. It seems to them that the strange flowers are now watching them closely. Oh, is it Mitsuki, not Sora? Is this Mitsuki reincarnated? Imagine giving birth to your friend who died during high school. That's gotta be fucking weird, right? That's gotta be awkward for everyone involved. Ray, are you sure you haven't seen anyone there? Like a ghost? Oh, I'm sure. No ghosts. Good. Don't be afraid. There's definitely no one in the house. Rika knows for sure. She hasn't sensed a foreign presence. She always knows when special places are inhabited by someone. Lights immediately begin to spark the edge of her vision. Such lights would occasionally appear when Reika gets into trouble. She feels that they're helping her and protecting her from harm. There really is no one in the cursed home. No one inside, but not outside. It's cold. Let's go home? The children nod with incomprehensible relief. They say goodbye to each other and go their separate ways. Reika grips the umbrella's handle tighter and walks on, waving the magic flower. She likes the wish she made, but for some reason, there's a growing realization inside her that it would never come true. The awakened flower falls back into slumber. Then this is what's right. Reika will continue to be friends with the kids without the magic flower, just because she likes them. She'll continue to love her mom and dad because she wants to love them. She will listen to horoscopes, learn to juggle, wear a white dress and play on the neighborhood with the neighborhood kids in the playground. Magic isn't needed for simple things like these. Okay, that was a little bit of a weird one. Oh look, it's Aki now. Sometimes it's Mitsuki and sometimes it's Aki. Here. One more ending! Wish for the best for everyone. Now this should be interesting because what the fuck does that even mean? Do you think it's just gonna like straight up reject that wish? Because that feels like something it might do. Just like, what are you doing? Get out of here. It seems there is no right or wrong choice. Only the one my racing heart doesn't object to. I don't want Mitsuki to disappear. But I also can't bring myself to sacrifice myself, my chance at life. Can there be a fourth option? What is the source of all problems, getting rid of which would make everyone happy? Okay. Hold on, I'm thinking. Never before have I been so deep in thought. Mitsuki was unlucky due to a series of coincidences. Because of me, Sora demands go outside, even if she isn't feeling well. Sora dies. Mitsuki meets Natsumi, who reminds her of Sora. Mitsuki doesn't know how to properly help Natsumi and creates the first grace. No one helps Mitsuki. No one explains things to her. No one takes the burden of guilt for Sora's death from her shoulders. Yes, the answer is lurking somewhere there. It all started with me. I shouldn't have gone to the Fall Fest with Mom back then. Sora and I have to be far away from each other as possible that day. Then Sora would survive, Mitsuki wouldn't get her curse. I wouldn't die, and I wouldn't make the dreadful wish of the Anacoris. Here it is. The choice I need. I'll fix everything. What do you mean? It's hard to explain, but everything will be alright. Tomo's expression darkens. She's probably suspecting something. Sounds like a Zugzwag.
Huh?
What? What the fuck's a Zugzwag? Something bad. I hurriedly waved my hands. No, don't worry. No wangs. Mitsuki will live. And so will you and I. No wangs, chat. You don't believe me? I do, but it sounds too good to be true. I'll try my best to make everyone happy. Tomo only shakes her head sadly. Apparently, her intuition is telling her something, but I'm not going to change my mind. We have to believe in ourselves. It can't get worse anyway. And of course, please, make it the best for everyone. Make it so Sora and I are as far away from each other as possible. So I don't go to the fest that day. Please. Perhaps I've expressed it too vaguely, but you understand what I want, right? Please, Anacoris? The flowers rustle, answering the call. I take a deep breath and look at Tomo again. Her face resembles an impassive wooden mask. Now everything will be alright. Okay. Tomo sighs and smiles. Everything that happens is for the better, huh? Something like that. Tomo walks past me, casting a fleeting judgmental glance at the Anacorus. Suddenly, she seems distant and sad. I'm sure you've made the best wish. Let's play chess together once everything is over. Sure. You'll explain this wang of yours. But stop using that word, Aki, please. That's not what that word means. Zugzwag. Yeah, sure. I can't wait. There you go. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for agreeing to help Mitsuki. Thank you. I'm glad I met you. Very much so. You're my bestest friend. I don't regret meeting you for a second. You're wonderful, Aki. I'm sure you'll save a lot of people. Tomo? You're going to save Nana and many others. Thank you. I will, I promise. Tomo's saying something else, but I can no longer hear her. The rustle of Anacorus fills my ears. My nose aches from the stifling, cloying scent. The world shuts out like a dead cell phone. Darkness comes. Darkness filled with hope. Last time through the credit sequence. It's a good song, Joe. It's a nice song. We chillin'. Haru Anarchy. Oh. It must be for the little noises they made for the voice acting. So I'm kind of trying to figure out how malicious Anacorus actually is. Because, I'm pretty sure it lured that little boy to his death. I'm pretty sure it also lured Aki to her death initially. Is that, its whole thing? Is it trying to get people to make wishes and then kill them so that it can fulfill them? Is that, what it does? I'm a little confused on that aspect yet. The light falls on the ground through the thinning fall foliage. Despite the bright sun, the weather is cold. Passerbys wrap themselves in scarves. Hot seasonal dishes appear at the stalls. The aroma of baked potatoes tickles nostrils. Probably were to use their corpses as nutrients or something? Maybe. It did. So, there was this thing earlier in the story where they mentioned that Anacorus only has the power to grant wishes if a sufficient number of people have died near it. I think they said 3. So it might have to kill people in order to power the wishes. But then it also grants wishes to the people it kills. It must be its life cycle. Nature paints the town in golden hues, but few people stop to admire the changing seasons. Everyone is rushing back home to warmth. It's all the more strange to see a girl sitting alone in the playground. An unhealthy blush tints her cheeks. Deep shadows linger under her eyes. Her gaze is not one of a child is supposed to have. Out for a walk? It's pretty cold for a stroll. Are you lost? Where do you live? Should I call the cops? The girl shudders faintly at the mention of the police. I'm not lost. No need to call anyone. Mom and Dad would get angry. I see. Then something bad is going on in the family. Now Aki can't just walk away. There's a reason she's studying child psychology. Oh, this is a much older Aki. This is like a college-age Aki. I'm sorry if I'm intruding. Do you mind if I sit nearby? The girl doesn't answer. Aki takes it for consent. She sits down on the bench and stretches her legs. Wait, is this... Huh? Is that Sora? That can't be Sora. That timeline doesn't make any sense unless this is... No, that's not Aki's mom. There's something peaceful about sitting on an empty playground and admiring the fall leaves. I'm sure it's going to explain, but I'm trying to think about it. Uh-huh. Too peaceful. Makes it easy to fall asleep. Are you exhausted? A sad child is worried about a carefree adult. I love fall. I want to jump into a pile of leaves and fall asleep there. Don't do this, it's cold on the ground. Indeed. Then I'll sleep on the bench. It's cold on the bench, too. You're acting like a child. I think I grew up too young. Haven't had enough time playing around. Don't play around when it's cold. Then why are you sitting here all alone and not going home? Your nose is all red. Actually, is this Sora? She doesn't have the white dress, which is like very indicative of Sora. And of Mitsuki. The timeline wouldn't make any sense anyway. Unless, of course, she's like Mitsuki's kid. That might make sense. Also, we have ads. Chat, for those of you heading off to ads, don't worry. The game will be paused. And you will miss nothing, and we will see you in just 3 minutes. For those of you who are still here.
Chasing a sun around the hotel room.
Oh my god.
This guy walked out.
What parent hasn't thought about dumping their child in the trash?
No mames.
Eyelashes is the important part there.
I don't know if this is impressive or kind of gross.
It can be both.
That is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Later.
Look at my little rod, Jenny. Oh, look at that little rod now, boy. Smack me in the face. You got Oh shit.
Well, show me the fish.
See what this boy looks like. He's about to see.
Pardon me, hold on.
He's about to see.
Chat, that was not a fish. Something tells me Gator doesn't want to be friends. Oh. I just give her riding on the sidewalk, dumbass.
You want to play a little game?
Ooh, that was not built for your weight, buddy.
Customer dropped off this car and they said that the windshield washer fluid gets hot. The windshield washer fluid gets hot. I don't know what they mean by that, so we're gonna test it out right now.
Yeah, my dad put up on me.
Huh?
His J's on. All right, now that's trifling.
Dude. That's some crazy shit. All right, back to it. Then why are you sitting here all alone and not going home? Your nose is all red. I don't want to go home. Why? It's hardly colder here than it is there. At home, I'm not wanted. How come? I'm to blame for everything. Her body suddenly arches sharply, and the platform is filled with inhuman sobs. I feel like you shouldn't describe a child crying as inhuman sobs. Aki can't believe that a child, when going to elementary school, is capable of exuding such heartbreaking sounds. Even adults don't cry like this. Aki wraps her arms around the child, and thin fingers clutch at her sweater with unusual strength. The girl is crying for a long time, as if she's been holding back some kind of pain for years, and only now should she let it out. Maybe it sounds like ghostly wails, right? But that's a mean thing to say about a crying child. Inhuman. Aki rocks the girl in her arms for a while, then fumbles in her pocket for a handkerchief. Here, dry yourself. Oh, my poor sweater. Sorry. It's fine. I'm wearing it when I'm lying on leaves in the cold ground. It can't get any worse. The girl giggles softly, but immediately changes in face, as if ashamed of the positive emotions she's experienced. What are you to blame for? Come on, make the poor soggy sweater happy. Tell me why it's been tortured so. The girl makes a strange sound, like a mixture of a chuckle and a sob. Sora died because of me, my younger sister. Now my parents hate me even more. This can't be the same Aki, right? If this is Mitsuki, how can this be Aki? How can Aki be, like, college age? When Aki was Sora's age. This timeline doesn't make any sense. Aki feels cold inside. Not because of the creepy words spoken by the little girl. Something inside Aki sounds an alarm. How could she die because of you? He was always weak, got sick often, but she asked to go for a walk. She really wanted to go to the Fall Fest. We escaped and played outside the temple for a bit, waiting for the fireworks, just a bit. My parents almost went crazy. They scolded me for a long time for taking Sora to the fest, and Sora, she got sicker and... I see. No need to continue. The evening walk had sapped the child's already poor health. Magic. I don't think it was your fault. The girl raises her head and looks at Aki with unexpected fury. There's still a spark of strong emotions in her. It was. I shouldn't have gone to the fest. I should have said no to Sora. She died because of my weakness. I could never refuse her. And what were your parents doing? Aren't your parents supposed to keep an eye on a sick child? Why weren't they looking after you two? You're a child as well. Me? Of course. Your parents hadn't looked after you both, and they're blaming you? That doesn't seem right. I'm the cause of all misfortunes. Don't scold Mom and Dad. They're always watching and worrying about us. Apparently they're not watching good enough. Had it not been for me, their life would have been very good and happy. I was born and ruined everything. Oh. What's your name? I'm Akibara Yume. You can call me Aki. I like it. Yeah, that's the same Aki. This timeline doesn't make any sense unless that's what Anacorus did. Except Aki herself doesn't understand why she's attached to that particular nickname. My name is Mitsuki Reina. Pleasure. The girl introduces herself very politely. Her parents had definitely taught her good manners. Very good, Reina. Here's what I'm thinking. There's no single cause for all misfortunes. There are many, many coincidences that happen in this way and not the other. Searching for the root cause is pointless. But you made a mistake, yes? No arguments there. But would Sora want you to sit alone in the playground and suffer? Probably not. Accusations will only upset Sora, not bring her back to life. That's what I think. The girl hesitates and nervously rubs the edge of her sleeve. What should I do then? Mom and Dad hate me. And you? Do you hate them? No, I don't. But I want them to love me as much as they love Sora. Alas, it's not possible now. Alas is a big word for a little kid. Indeed, scary complex situation. Aki doesn't know how to talk to kids properly yet, so she improvises. She doesn't know if her words will help the poor girl. Saying nothing would be much more sad. Tell them about it. Tell them what you're feeling. Now, have you ever told your mom and dad that you feel sad and hurt? No? Why? So that's how it is. It'd be good for them to hear. Girl tilts her head to the side in incomprehension. Wow, this is terrible advice for a child that is potentially being abused. Like, it sounds like this child is being neglected and maybe mistreated. And this is terrible advice for a child like that. Holy shit. Because the parents may not react well to being told off by their kid. Like, they may not react well at all. That's a big negatory. Anyone can make a mistake. I've done a lot of foolish stuff myself. But I like the fall, I like baked yams, and I like talking with you, Reina. Why don't we have some yams together later? The abrupt change of topic throws the girl off balance. She nods in agreement. Although I do have to say, adult Aki, kind of a baddie. Kind of a baddie. Like, I'm not down for her advice to children in abusive situations, but kind of a baddie. And so, Akibara Yume has become friends with Mitsuki Reina. At first, they are crossing paths at the playground and chat. Reina talks about her parents, Sora her childhood. Aki listens and tries to support. It amazes her to the core how such a young child can be bogged down in an abyss of self-torture and guilt. She's barely started living, yet she already blames herself for almost every misfortune in the world. It seems the girl feels better when she simply speaks out what she's been holding inside her heart for so long. There's no one for her to share her thoughts with. Not her parents, before whom she feels guilty. Not her sister, for whom she wanted to be a role model. Accumulated fears, doubts, and guilt fester inside Mitsuki Reina, unable to find a way out. Aki is making Reina speak out. After some time, Aki meets the girl's parents. They talk and even manage to find common ground. An outsider makes Reina's parents open their eyes, remember that they still have the other child. Not everything is going smoothly, but deep inside Aki feels that such changes are necessary. Slowly, the life of Mitsuki Reina is becoming different. Aki doesn't know where such thoughts are coming from. It's enough for her to see that the girl has started smiling genuinely. Something new is born. Good or bad, unknown for now. But Aki wants to believe she would never again hear the sobs of a 9-year-old girl sitting alone on a bench. I mean, if you're getting into childhood psychology, you're going to hear that a lot. Aki! Aki closes the window and turns around at the voice. There you are. 12-year-old Mitsuki Reina freezes at a threshold of the classroom. A satisfied smile shines on her tanned face. We've been searching all over for you. Sorry, I got delayed. Aki's been working as a school counselor for a few months now. Has become very popular. The kids would often seek her out during breaks and ask for her advice. Aki feels warm inside every time she manages to help or calm down the students. It's just like you. Sorry. But I'm here on business. I'd like you to meet someone. Rina tugs at someone's arm, pulling them from the hallway to the classroom. Natsumikawa Midori, my classmate. A girl tall for her age is standing before Aki. Her thin legs are trembling and buckling, her huge eyes staring at the door. A fawn at the slaughter, no less. Pleasure to meet you. Come on, no need to be so afraid. Did something happen? Eep. Oh, like a little sheep. Schoolgirl twitches, as if the innocent question has slapped her in the face. Reina sighs heavily. Yesterday, I accidentally saw Natsumi steal a hair clip from the store. Now I don't know what to do. Natsumikawa squirms and stubbornly keeps staring at the toes of her slippers. Aki mentally says, ooh, good thing Reina has come to her for help. Let's talk in my office. And don't fear too much, Natsu. No one's going to beat you. Reina raises an eyebrow in bewilderment. Natsumikawa yelps quietly. They talk. Aki loads the schoolgirl with questions, and later gradually finds the strength to explain why she committed the theft. The impulsive act was caused by a desire to assert herself and impress her friends. The girl clearly has self-esteem issues. Let's go apologize to the salesperson. Okay. We'll make amends together.
Huh?
Why, you don't have to. I should have reported the theft immediately. Since I didn't, I'm an accomplice. It'll be less embarrassing together. Natsumikawa stares at Reina with round eyes. Looks like there won't be a problem. How's Natsu? Pretty good. She's helping me with math. I hate math. Me too. We decided to join a gardening club. A little late, of course. It's never too late to start doing something good. I'd like to grow a flower for you. What would you prefer? A flower? Memory stabs Aki with a sharp needle. An unpleasant memory. Unsettling. Glowing aroma hits her nose. Aki rubs her temple, trying to remember.
Huh?
Is something wrong? Are you not feeling well? No, it's just... The memory slips away, taking the suffocating sweetness with it. No lilies. Nothing of a triangular shape. Daisies then? Chrysanthemums? Box? No need to torture yourself. I love all flowers. No. I'll grow a flower bed so big it'll blow your sleep away. And then we'll play chess? What? Why did she think about chess? Seriously, the perky Reina is evoking images in Aki's memory that couldn't possibly exist here. Aki brushes a tear off her cheek in bewilderment. Do you really want to play chess that badly? Reina's worried, but tries to turn it into a joke. I do. I'm sorry. Something's wrong with me today. Didn't get enough sleep? Probably. You want it so much? Sure, we can play chess. Aki laughs. She forces herself to calm down and takes a deep breath. Why worry about something you don't even know? Aki looks once more at the girl she managed to help. The important thing is that Reina is no longer sitting in sorrow alone at the playground. Aki wants to continue to help children who, for whatever reason, don't have an adult in their path to offer advice. There are chains of problems pulling a person down. Like faithful dominoes, they tumble and fall, creating new misfortunes and woes. But there must also be chains of happiness, luck, mutual aid. Aki supported Reina, and Reina took care of Natsumikawa. If there are misfortunes, there's bound to be the opposite side of the coin. Aki walks forward, deciding to trust this simple but pleasant thought. Everything will be alright. Right, Tomo? Okay, so when she asked to be separated from Tomo, it must have changed history so that she was born like 10 years earlier. That must have been what happened. Which is quite the change. But I mean, I guess Anacourse does what Anacourse does. Alright, well, that is all of that, chat. We have seen all the endings. Round of applause. I think I'm going to call it here a little early tonight. Thank you all so much for coming by and hanging out. Next time you'll be seeing me will be tomorrow. We're going to play more Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon. So that should be a good time. And I will see you all later. Good night, everybody.